Coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in regional play being sponsored by Orange County Concrete, Springer & Springer Insurance, the Dillman Scott Funeral Home, Riley Oil Company, Orange County Fiber, Kirby Hardware, Tucker Insurance Group, Orange County Community Foundation, Orange County REMC, Rutherford Custom Kitchens, El Compadre Mexican Restaurant, Bender Lumber, Riverview Farms, The Superburger, In Focus Eye Care, and KFC of Paoli.
The next step to the state finals is set to be taken today as the first encounter in more than 20 years between two teams is about to take place here in Jackson County. We welcome you to our high school boys basketball broadcast as part of the 115th IHSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament here on Gold 98.7, WSEZ, online at WSEZ987.com or on your Alexa device. Welcome to our pregame show. We hope you're having a great Saturday alongside Dave Dedrick. I'm David Deaton. We thank you for listening to our broadcast today as the Class A number 13 Christian Academy Warriors at 18-8 on the season contend for a regional championship with the Class A number 4 Orleans Bulldogs at 21-4 here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the campus of Seymour High School here in the city of Seymour. Well, Dave, of course, today a big day for both teams, a historic day as both teams look to win regional championships. Orleans is here for the first time in a decade. Christian Academy was just here last year, and this is a matchup of two teams that seem to match up really well as far as the rosters and how they set up today.
That they do, David, and of course everybody says defense wins championships. Well, if that's the case, this is going to be a battle here this afternoon at Seymour High School. As the Bulldogs come in, the number 5 team in defense. This is overall throughout the entire state, just giving up 38.1. And Christian Academy, they're not so bad either. They're number 19 in the state at 42.3. But as you mentioned, as you go down the rosters, particularly as you look at the starting lineup, they match up so well that they kind of offset. So that means somebody unexpected will probably step up today and be the big difference.
That it will. And, of course, we know about the lead guys for both of these teams, for Orleans being Rylan Crocker as far as scoring. Alex DeWitt has had a tremendous season. Christian Academy's got their own 1-2 punch with Joshua Renfro and, of course, David Cook as well.
Those guys can fill it up. They're both, I think, Renfro over 2,000 points. No, Cook 2,000 points. Renfro 1,000 in his career. That tells you just how well they can shoot the basketball. And David Cook is one of those guys. He's within range as soon as he steps across that 10-second line, much like what Rylan Crocker does for Orleans.
No doubt. So it should be a great matchup today for this regional championship, and we look forward to bringing it to you here on Gold 98.7 this afternoon. Christian Academy in Orleans with the winner onto the 1A South Semi-State next week. Location and opponent to be determined. That'll be determined tomorrow afternoon on IHSAATV.org. We both had the chance to talk to both head coaches before today's regional championship. I spoke with Christian Academy head coach Hayden Casey, and Dave got a chance to talk to Orleans head coach Tom Bradley. We'll get a chance to hear from both coaches starting after this break with Coach Casey as we continue along with our WSEZ pregame show here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. You're listening to coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
When you suffer the loss of a loved one, you can count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli. They have a 55-year history of serving the needs of families in Orange and surrounding counties. They provide only the best professional services in the most compassionate manner to care for you during this difficult time. You can always count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home as generations of families have done for many years. Call 812-723-2276 today. We're here when you need us the most. Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli.
Riley Oil is pleased to announce they are once again pumping gas for their valued customers after the 2023 tornado outbreak at their Paoli location. The Riley family invites you to stop in and fill up with quality Marathon gasoline and diesel. Stop in and check out the facility, grab a cold drink and a Hoosier Lottery ticket. Be sure to visit their other 2 locations in Orleans and Hardinsburg and grab a snack, drink, or something cooked fresh from their grab-and-go hot bar. Riley's Marathon offers after-hours pay at the pump for your convenience. Visit them off the east side of the Paoli Square in Orleans and Hardinsburg.
Our WSEZ pregame show continues here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ, and joining us now is Hayden Casey, Christian Academy head coach, as the Warriors get ready to take on Orleans here in this regional championship at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Of course, we'll get to the matchup here momentarily with Coach Casey. And Hayden, looking at your season so far, 18-8, you guys defended your sectional title from a year ago. So what has it been like coaching this year with Christian Academy with the guys you had coming back?
Well, I think it starts there, just having that continuity with guys you bring back. One, that always makes it nice as a coach, but two, it makes it even nicer when you're seeing your class and includes guys like Joshua Renfro, who's a 2,000-point scorer, David Cook, who went over the 1,000 mark this year, and then you go down the line with guys like Joshua Chansey, Cooper Losey, Elijah Logsdon, in that rotation we have. When you have 5 seniors, experienced seniors who have been through some battles, that makes you feel good as a coach, man. So I think it starts there with those guys for sure.
Yeah, and of course, having that experience, even with Renfro and Cook being 4-year guys, most of the rest of the guys have either played 2 or 3 years, so there's certainly a lot of familiarity and a lot of experience up and down the lineup there.
Oh, for sure. Obviously this week is a week you maybe watch more film than you even should, but I don't know if this was smart or not. I broke up Orleans film with just more film, but just past film. So an example is the sectional championship game from last year, the regional from last year. I'm looking at guys like Elijah Logsdon get out there and get some great experience, or even a guy like Noah Vance, who wasn't a senior but a sophomore. Man, he got some experience last year that you hope pays off today. But even outside of Joshua and David, like you said, the rest of those guys have been there the last couple of years that we've been able to get out the sectional.
Well, and you guys certainly played a challenging schedule to get you ready for this time of the year. I saw you played in a tournament over at Hanover, Jefferson County tournament, got to play Brownstown and teams like that. So it seems like that's helped you get ready for this time of the year too.
Yeah, that's one thing we challenge our guys. I think of last season, we finished with 22 wins, which was the school record for most wins in a season. We win our program 6th sectional title and ultimately lose to Bar Even, the regional. So we sat down as a team, and I challenged those guys, and they stepped up to us. I said, the last thing we can do, Lord willing, is do our best to put ourselves in a position to make another run at it. And I said, man, we might not win as many games as we did last season. So with the schedule we have, that's what we all agreed on getting to the point, is that we needed to put together the best schedule we could and try to prepare ourselves the best that we could. So if that meant playing Silver Creek again after getting the last 2 years, we're going to play Silver Creek again. If that meant playing a tournament with Brownstown, that meant playing the tournament with Brownstown, keeping the Providences on the schedule, adding Jeffersontown, who just advanced to the Sweet 16 of Kentucky State Tournament. And obviously I'm probably forgetting a handful of teams off the top of my head. We played Seymour at Seymour. You got to go down the line. Our schedule was something we were proud of this year. And even through it all, man, the guys finished the regular season with 15 wins against a great, tough 1A schedule, and added 3 more in the sectional. So, yeah, it was a fun season and fun sectional week. And, as a coach, you just hope it helps in a game like today.
No doubt. Well, last week, of course, as it is with a lot of 1A sectionals, you had to play 3 games in 3 nights to win the championship, and it seemed like your guys got better and better throughout the week, and I'm sure that had to be good to see that.
That's the thing, too, man. And, I think our sectional, and obviously I'm biased, but I think it's underrated in the sense of just even 1A sectionals across the state, or just sectionals when it comes to competitiveness. And there is always going to be 3, 4, 5 teams that have a legitimate another on any given night. So, you go into this year, there was 4 teams with, 16 or so wins. Not only that, even teams like we played the first night, West Washington, their record wasn't the best, but they were involved in so many close games that could have easily gone their way. And we knew the talent they had. So, at halftime, that game's 15-15. But we know how tough it is to win in March, man. It goes back to the first thing we talked about with experience. We didn't have guys that were worried. We didn't have coaches that were freaking out. We just knew what adjustments we had to make and what we had to do, and we got it done. And same thing with Rock Creek, man. We go down in the 4th quarter, down 2, after having lost to them at our place early in the year. No worry. We knew what kind of team we had and what we could do to get it done, and ultimately we did. And same thing with Borden, man. I had somebody the other day mention the Borden game and talking about how we had beat them by 30 at home, and then we beat them by whatever it was, 10 or 13, whatever it was in the sectional championship. Anybody who says that, you just need to stop listening to right away, because they just don't know how tough it is to win in March. They don't know basketball, man. And I don't know people may disagree with that, but I really, really do think the tournament's completely different. You got to win in different ways, and thankfully we were able to.
Now today, a different challenge with Orleans here in the regional championship. But of course, you win today, you win a title, get to move on to semi-state next week. So in looking at this Bulldogs team, Hayden, what stands out to you about them?
I think it's got to start with somebody as a young coach you can do nothing but look up to and admire, and that's Coach Bradley. Just have the utmost respect for him with how I've gotten to know him over the years, whether it's something simple like seeing him at team camp a handful of times, any given Super Hoops weekend, we're up there at the same time. And, man, he's just always so nice, man. It might not even be something he thinks about, but especially as a young coach, when you're literally talking to a legend like Tom Bradley, man, I mean, it just means a lot. And the way he's even helped our program out in the past is something I'll remember as well for quite a while. So just got to start there, at least with me, just how much we respect him and his coaching staff and program. Got absolutely nothing but admiration and respect for the Orleans Bulldogs. Now, as a coach today, I mean, it'd be nice if they left a few of their players at home, because there's about 5 or 6 of them that are problems, man. And I mean, the Crocker kid is phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. That's no secret. I mean, DeWitt's phenomenal. You go down the line, they got a lot of guys that know their role and know what they need to do to win. And they won a lot this year. They have won a lot this year. Haven't lost to a 1A team. And I mean, you look at their 4 losses. It's Brownstown by 3. It's South Ripley, who's here with us at Seymour today. It's Bedford North Lawrence and Paoli, man, who, a conference game like that against a great team, that speaks to how good Paoli is as well. But when those are your only 4 losses on the year, that's a pretty good season. And that just speaks to who Orleans is and what a job Coach Bradley's done this year.
And as far as your team goes, coming in today, everybody available, ready to go for the Warriors?
Yes, sir. Everybody we've had this season will be ready to go tonight.
Sounds good. Hayden, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. You and the Warriors have a good game here at Seymour with Orleans in the regional championship.
Oh, man, I really appreciate you all. Y'all do a great job, and I appreciate you giving me the time.
All right, thanks. Appreciate that. Hayden Casey joining us, head coach of Christian Academy at our WSEZ pregame show. Stay tuned. We've got the interview with Coach Bradley coming up next. You're listening to Orleans Bulldog basketball in the Seymour Regional Championship on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Thinking of doing a kitchen or bathroom renovation? Need new cabinets or countertops? Call Rutherford Custom Kitchens and More. Be confident in the work you have done. Rutherford Kitchens and More offers custom kitchens and bath, professional installation, and free estimates. Call them at 812-865-2127 or visit them at 220 East Jefferson Street in Orleans. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Out with the old and in with the new at Rutherford Kitchens and More. Turn your dining experience into a fiesta at El Compadre, the heart of flavor and fun. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m. Craving something delicious? Try one of our mouthwatering.
Saturday, but during the days and so forth at school, just enjoy yourselves and get out and, practice time, be ready to go. And everything's went well. So they're excited about it, without a doubt.
Well, that's what they should be. And hopefully we'll see that excitement carry over to the tip-off here in a little bit. All right, Coach, let's kind of look back last week. The biggest takeaways, of course, you cut down the nets. That's a huge takeaway. But what do you think about the Dogs' sectional play?
Well, for the most part, I thought we played pretty well defensively. We didn't hit free throws in the semifinal game, but we shot them well in the final against North Davies. So we were happy about that. We got some improvement we can do, obviously, and play a little bit better. But overall, if you get out of a sectional game with a win, you got to feel happy about that. And so I was pleased with how we played.
All right, Coach, as you mentioned, preparation this week, and you got a chance to come over to the Owl's Nest on Thursday night. Pretty big place. I'm sure some guys had some wide eyes.
Yeah, I think so. It's second biggest gym for just basketball. It's a little bit bigger, I guess, but it sure looks big. They weren't in awe or anything, I don't think. They were just kind of looking around and taking it all in terms of the practice, and now they're here for real.
I was going to say, a lot of history in this gymnasium, and you guys hope to to make some yourself today.
Yeah, we talked about we had been 2002-03. We played a semi-state game over there against Southwestern Shelby, which coincidentally that's where I got my first start there for 2 years at the Southwestern Shelby, and we didn't like the outcome of that one, but it was a good experience for us. And now we're back to come back in and see if we can get her done this time.
Hey, Coach, a little bit different this time. First, been in a regional where it's just a one-game format.
Yeah, it's completely different now in terms of win one game and actually you get to move on to the semi-state, and so that's completely different than what we were used to in the past of having to win 2 games. So I guess they want more teams to kind of hang on a little longer and get more sectional or regional titles, and so that's good for us. That's fine.
All right, Coach, let's get ready. The task at hand today, Christian Academy. What's your scouting report on the Warriors?
Well, pretty good. They play a good schedule, without a doubt. 18-8 for the year, but looking at who they play and so forth, a lot of 3A schools that they play, and some really, really good teams. And so we know that you don't look at a record like that. You just go ahead. It's a good record, obviously, but you just got to look at it as, okay, this is the team, this is what they got, and let's see what we can do to slow them down. And they start with 2 really good players in Renfro and Cook. Both of those guys, Hank Renfro is averaging 21, 22 a game, and Cook is averaging about 16 or 18, something like that. And then they surround them guys with some really hard-nosed kids. Been playing, shooting the ball better here recently, trying to add to their depth early on in the season. I don't think they were real deep, but now they got a couple other guys stepping up. And so I think they feel pretty confident about going 6-7 deep now. So we are going to go into this one with the attitude of we're not doing a lot different. We figure out exactly what they like to do in terms of their 2 best players especially, and talked about how we're going to defend them and what we want to do to try to slow them down a little bit. But the other side of the coin for us on the offense, we're just going to play like we normally do. Sometimes you get in this situation and you try to come up with different things and so forth, and we're with how we're playing right now, so we're going to stay with it.
You mentioned the 1-2 punch of Cook and Renfro. Anything special, or you just play them straight up?
Well, the plan is right now is we'll play them straight up. Renfro, you got to guard at the volleyball line, and I'm not making that up because I watched 8 games on him, and there's times where he'll step out there just get across half court. If you're not after on him, he can knock it down, and so he's a really, really good shooter. Cook's a little different in the fact that he'll shoot the ball from outside, but he likes to put the ball on the floor, and they run a lot of ISO post-ups for him and that kind of thing, and we're going to play straight up, but I will say, there's going to be times maybe where we'll come down and try to surprise them with just a couple possessions of something different just to see how they react to it.
Defensively, what do you expect out of them, and how will you attack them?
They have played man-to-man just about the entire season, and they play a little bit of press at times, not a lot, but they play a little bit of it. But besides that, I've seen man-to-man in every game that I've watched, and I don't know that Coach Casey's going to change things up either, but we prepared for everything, but strictly or in terms of driving the ball at them, and they may have to back off a little bit to contain, and then we can look for outside shots.
Line up for your Dogs today?
We'll stay the same. We got Bryson Ryland at the guards and Nate Brown at one of our call a forward, but he's kind of a guard forward, and then Nolan Robbins, who is a really good defensive player for us, and then Alex DeWitt, who's really good
off your bench.
Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than InFocus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. InFocus Eye Care, where your vision is their focus. Satisfy your cravings with KFC's world-famous fried chicken. What began from a humble service station in Corbin, Kentucky now includes over 24,000 KFC outlets in more than 145 countries and territories around the world. It's real meals made the hard way. Now you can enjoy their world-famous fried chicken in a variety of ways, from buckets to meal deals, sides, and desserts. Stop by the KFC at 925 North Gospel Street in Paoli. It's finger-licking good.
Invest where it matters most, in the people and the potential of Orange County. Over the last decade, through the power of giving, the Orange County Community Foundation has helped thousands achieve their dreams, distributing numerous dollars in scholarships and grants from endowed funds. And we're
Sorry about that. We're going to go to the starting lineups here first here at Seymour inside Lloyd Scott Gymnasium for today's regional championship game. And with the starting lineups for this afternoon's matchup, Dave Dedrick has the starters for the Warriors and the Bulldogs.
Christian Academy, they'll be the visitors on the scoreboard here today at Lloyd Scott. Taking a look at this lineup for the number 13 ranked Christian Academy Warriors under head coach Hayden Casey, coming in 18-8 on the season. At forward, 0, David Cook, 6'5" and a senior, averaging 14.3 per ball game. He's joined up front by number 20, Joshua Chansey, 6'4" and a senior, averaging 8.5. 3-guard lineup this afternoon, led by Joshua Renfro, number 1. 6'3" and a senior, 20.3 points per ball game, the leading scorer for Christian Academy. The other guards tonight, number 5, Cooper Losey, 6'2" and a senior, 5.4. At number 30, Noah Vance. He's 6 foot and a sophomore, averaging 4.5. The Warriors, 2-point field goal shooting this season, 57%. Behind the arc, they hit it at 38%. And at the free throw line as a team, a very good 74%. Offensively, the Warriors come in averaging 57.4 and give up 42.3 on the season. For the Orleans Bulldogs, rated number 4 in both the Associated Press and USA Today poll in the final poll of the regular season. For head coach Tom Bradley, the Bulldogs enter today's contest 21-4. At forward, number 11, Nolan Robbins, 6'2" and a junior, averaging 3.1. The other forward today for Orleans is number 15, Nate Brown, 6'3" and a junior, averaging 6.5. At center, number 23, Alex DeWitt, 6'5" and a junior, averaging 13.2 points per ball game. The Bulldogs backcourt this afternoon, number 14, Bryce Jones, 6'1" and a senior, averaging 10.1. And number 10, Rylan Crocker, the leading scorer, 6'1" and a senior, averaging over 16 points per ball game. The Bulldogs and head coach Tom Bradley shoot it at 55% from 2-point range. Behind the arc, a very good 37%. And at the free throw line, 67% as a team. Offensively, the Bulldogs scored at 55.8. And as we mentioned earlier, an excellent defensive team for Coach Tom Bradley, number 5 in the state, giving up just 38.1 coming into today's regional matchup with Christian Academy. And again, this should be a dandy of a ball game as these two teams, well, they met in a regional back in 1999. Christian Academy won that game 67-56. Now, they've also had matchups, all of those way back in the holiday tournament. People will remember when they had the Paola Incorporated Holiday Tournament from 1999 through 2005. And in all of those matchups, all 5 of them, the Bulldogs were victorious. And they hopefully will carry that over here today as the Christian Academy Warriors will be in their traveling blue, trimmed in gold and black. The Bulldogs are in their home white, trimmed in red and black. And to take you through today's regional championship game, here's David Deaton.
All right, we're ready to get this one started. We are in the northeast corner here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, and Christian Academy will be coming our way here in the first half. Orleans will be going away from us. A great crowd for game 1, and they're ready to go. So are the players. The tip is batted way back into the backcourt off of Alex DeWitt. And Christian Academy is going to get the first crack at it as it goes out of bounds left corner. So a hard tip to start off, and the Warriors will get the chance to score first here.
You mentioned a great crowd, and of course we have to say, things didn't start off this well in the town of Orleans with all that storm going through. Some people still clearing up the damage. Hopefully you get a little more excitement and a little bit of break from all of that and enjoys today's game, and the Bulldogs can cut down some nets later on this evening.
We'll see if they can get it done. David Cook has it from Cooper Losey on the right wing right now. 5 left here in quarter 2. Nolan Robbins down to Nate Brown in the left corner. Brown takes a dribble up to the wing. He'll line up a 3. It's off the back of the rim too strong. Rebound DeWitt, able to gather it in. Rebound to Jones. He'll go up with a floater. Air ball, but there's DeWitt under the basket to lay it up and in for his first 2 of the contest. 2 big offensive rebounds for the Bulldogs here early on. Now Christian Academy with it. 2-all, 6:53 and counting first quarter. Cook holds it at the half-court circle on the Owls logo there at center floor. Goes to Renfro. Losey now gives it back to Renfro. Takes it left side, slips, but as he does, he gets it out to Vance left corner going to the wing. Now to Cook between the circles. Cook will take it right side. He'll hand it behind him to Losey. Losey slides it up top, goes over to Vance on the left side. He'll take it top of the key, drives into the paint. DeWitt ties him up, and the arrow pointing toward the Bulldogs on the jump ball with 6:27 to go first quarter, still tied at 2.
Dogs in that traditional man-to-man defense, and they switch on every screen, and that's what forced the player from Christian Academy down in the lane into that help defense. And David, it was interesting to see that Chansey is drawing the assignment today of Darling Ryland Crocker. And, of course, Chansey has some inches and strength on Crocker, so we'll see how that matchup plays out.
Certainly does. Crocker has it off ball movement, goes to Jones, top of the key right wing. Jones has it on the right perimeter, about 25 feet away from the basket. He continues to keep his dribble alive as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. Jones right wing down to Crocker in the corner. Crocker back to Bryce between the circles. Now to Brown left wing. Fakes. Drives into the paint. One-on-one with Renfro. Goes up. Muscles it up off the back of the rim. And good first 2 of the afternoon for Nate Brown. And the Bulldogs with a 4-2 lead now. Their first lead of the game with 5:45 left here in the first. Go the other way. Losey hands to Vance left wing. Slides it right. Pops it over to Renfro. He'll line up the deep. Island will drive in. Throws up the teardrop. Too strong back of the rim. Rebound to Cook under the basket for Christian Academy. And the Warriors will bring it back up the left side. Losey goes baseline. Down to Chansey. Chansey all the way to the right side of the basket. Puts up the shot. Too strong. Backboard front rim. Jones gets the rebound. Brings it back the other way. Here come the Dogs on the attack. Crocker gets it left baseline. Back out to Bryce up the sideline. He'll slide it over toward the midcourt circle. Stops short left side with 4.5 minutes to go first quarter. Tied at 4 between the Dogs and the Warriors. Jones holds it now. He'll pop it to King. Crocker gets a screen, but goes the other way. Hands it to Brown right corner. Nate takes it up to the right elbow. Stops. Gives it to Robbins free throw line. Fakes a couple of times. Drives in. Tough. Misses it badly, but DeWitt's there for the rebound. Putback on the offensive rebound. 4 for Alex DeWitt here early on. And the Bulldogs get the lead back at 6-4 as we come down to the halfway point of quarter number 1. Losey across midcourt. Has it left side at the spike line. He'll back it out. Now he'll drive. He'll pitch it into the corner to Vance. Vance goes baseline, pulls up, 10-foot jumper. Can't get it to go off the right side rim. DeWitt tried to get the rebound, knocked it out of bounds as Chansey was contesting for that board. Now the officials will confer about it, and they will give it to the Bulldogs, saying it went off of Chansey.
Good job by the officials to come together and make sure that they get that call correct. And the Dogs, boy, that offensive rebounding so far.
As long as Jones brings it across midcourt, getting some pressure here from the Warriors. As Chansey guards him across the timeline, goes over to Crocker on the left side. DeWitt between the circles, back Jones left side. Up top to Crocker. They love to run that pin down to get him open up top. Over to Jones now left side again. Bryce will dribble. He'll keep it alive. DeWitt screens. Bryce lost it, got it back. Now he's one-on-one. Drive, pulls up for a mid-range jumper. Missed it off the left side of the backboard. Cook with the rebound for Christian Academy. Back the other way they go. Cook, right side, takes it to the top of the arc. Looks left, looking for the cutter. Got him, and there's the layup there on the pass for Elijah Logsdon, who checked in for his first 2. Logsdon, a 6-foot senior, averaging 3 points. 6. Here's a pass inside to DeWitt from Crocker. In that basket, that'll be 4 for Alex there. And it's 8-6 now in favor of Orleans. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the first. Now, with it to the front court is Vance in the left corner. Up to Renfro up the sideline. Renfro will take it to the top of the arc, slides it over right side into the corner, hands it off to Cook. Cook will go to the wing. He'll drive inside one-on-one on Brown, and he'll drive by him for the 2. That's 4 for David Cook, and we're tied again. Back and forth we go with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tied at 8 between the Bulldogs and the Warriors. Now Brown gets it right wing from Bryce Jones. Goes to Crocker in the corner. Ryland goes baseline, throws up the teardrop. It's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound down to the Warriors, and Vance is the one who comes out of there with it. Vance and Christian Academy looking for the lead here. Cook gets it from left to right from Vance. Goes back to Vance inside the half-court circle. Coming down to 2 minutes to go. Pass over to the right side now to Logsdon. Lost it. Got it back. Goes to Renfro now left wing extended. Renfro takes it to the charity stripe. Stops there. Now gives it back up top to Logsdon to Cook. Now back over to Renfro. Long 3 hits the front of the rim from the spike line. The rebound down to Ryland Crocker of the Bulldogs. They'll bring it up the other way now. Goes to Brown. Back to Ryland. Right wing, straight away to Bryce Jones. Minute 40 left here in the first quarter. 8-8. Bulldogs and Warriors knotted up. Jones will hold to the half-court circle. Orleans getting into their set with a minute and a half left here in the first. Jones turned, tried to dribble left wing, and he hit it right off the foot of Noah Vance out of bounds. The Bulldogs avoid the turnover.
Dogs got to feel first that, David, in fact, we're tied 8-8. and neither Crocker nor Jones have scored yet in this ball game.
Yeah, definitely a good sign, at least from that standpoint, from the competitive standpoint, as the Dogs go to their bench for the first time. Mason Freed in there, forming the Twin Towers with Alex DeWitt, as Nolan Robbins will go to the bench for a break here. Jones gets the inbound, takes it left side across the timeline. Now to Brown, right at the top of the key. He'll line up a long mid-range jumper, missed it short. Renfro right in front of him, grabs the rebound. And here come the Warriors back the other way with 1:12 and counting here in the first quarter of play. Warriors looking for the lead. Losey with it in the front court, takes it left side, goes to Cook with it at the top of the arc. Cook will drive it right side on Freed. Fakes, nicely done, gets the shot up. It goes down, plus a late whistle and a foul. That's 4 points now for Cook. And he'll go to the line for a three-point play opportunity. He faked out Freed on the right block, got the basket to go, and the Warriors have a chance to get it up to three. First foul of the game on either team.
Alex DeWitt charged with that first foul. That'll be his number one and team foul number one. So we go 7 minutes in this ball game without a foul being committed. David Cook, he's 3 for 3 from the field so far here this afternoon.
An excellent free throw shooter at 86%. He sinks that one. Cook makes it 11-8. Christian Academy as he gets his 5th point here early on. The Bulldogs, though, will have a chance possibly to hold for the last shot here. Jones gets it from Crocker, front court left side. High post to DeWitt, right elbow. Back right wing to Crocker. Ryland dribbles up top. Cook got in his way, and he's going to be called for the contact here with 46 seconds to go here in the first.
David Cook, number 0, personal foul number 1, team foul number 1, common foul. Dogs will get it underneath the basket right in the middle of that Christian Academy cheer block across the way.
Big cheer block on both sides. Great to see the school spirit coming out in full force today for both teams. Nate Brown, the inbounder, pops it into Ryland Crocker, right baseline to left corner. Ryland takes it out to the spike line now, dribbles down to the wing, hands it to Bryce Jones. Bryce will back it out near the timeline. Coach Bradley giving him the play from the sideline as we come down to the final 30 seconds here in the first quarter. The Warriors in their man-to-man defense. The Dogs spread the floor. This is a set they run quite a bit. Now they're adjusting, getting their personnel in position here. Both the bigs on either side of the blocks. Brown in the left corner, Crocker in the right corner. Jones has it at half court. 15 seconds to go. Jones dribbles, bounces to DeWitt just outside the right elbow. He'll fake the handoff. He'll dribble on Cook. He'll turn around, fadeaway jumper, left it off the front of the rim. Rebound, Losey able to track it down. Runs it the other way, fires up one from the top of the key. Missed it long. DeWitt gets the rebound to close out the first quarter. And that is the end of one here from from Seymour, as the Seymour Regional has Christian Academy leading Orleans 11-8 at the end of the first quarter. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Hi, this is John Bender. Since 1931, Bender Lumber has been providing superior service along with quality, innovative building products at fair, competitive prices. In communities throughout southern Indiana, our locations are the primary supplier to residential builders, professional remodelers, as well as do-it-yourselfers who rely on our knowledgeable sales staff to do whatever it takes to proudly serve them and to get the job done. So here's to the first 90 years of local people serving local needs at Bender Lumber.
Get ready for a taste explosion at the Superburger in Paoli, home of the Triple Nuke, the burger that takes flavor to a whole new level. But that's not all. They now proudly claim the title of second best burger in Indiana. Sizzle into satisfaction with their mouth-watering patties made with locally raised 90% lean grass-fed beef with fresh ingredients that'll leave your taste buds begging for more. The Superburger, where every bite is a journey of culinary delight. Swing by today and discover why they are the talk of the town. The Superburger, West Main Street in Paoli, where the Triple Nuke reigns supreme and the taste is legendary.
Christian Academy going on a little bit of a run to close out the first quarter. They lead 11-8 going into the second, as Dave Dedrick and David Deaton are here with you from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Warriors getting some momentum there late. They'll start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Inbound from Noah Vance into Cooper Losey. They'll bring it across midcourt right side, and he'll take it down toward the corner. Bounces in there to Josh Renfro, the Marian University commit. He'll go up to David Cook now on the right side volleyball line. Cook down to the wing, dribbles inside the paint, spins, fell down, and there will be a foul here on the Bulldogs. Mason Freed was the defender. Cook slipped right in front of the rim there, and the foul will be charged to Orleans.
First foul on Freed, team foul number 1. Cook kind of fell awkwardly under the basket. Good to see him bounce up. In that first quarter for Christian Academy, 5 out of 8 from 2-point range, 63%, 0 for 2 behind the arc, 1 out of 1 at the free throw line.
And Cook, who stepped up and made a three-point play earlier, knocks down another one. Mentioned earlier, he's an excellent free throw shooter as he gets his 6th point. 86%. He only missed 11 free throws on the season coming in, 65 out of 76. Second one on the way, and that one is pure as well. Christian Academy has gone on a run here. They're up 13-8, 7:39 and counting here, second quarter.
Dogs were only 4 out of 12 from two-point range in the first quarter, and 0 for 1 behind the arc, and did not get to the free throw line. Something they
lays it back, lays it up and in, and Alex DeWitt getting that for his 8th point of the contest, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Big bucket there for Alex, and his 3rd offensive rebound already for Orleans. 7-11 and counting here in the second. Cook gets it from Losey on the right perimeter. He'll go high post now to Josh Chansey. Chansey looking right side. Doesn't have his guy. Now he gets it to Renfro on the handoff, and Alex DeWitt jumped on the hedge there as he was trying to cut Renfro off. Unfortunately, he jumped right into him.
That's big because that's 2 now on Alex. Here was 7 minutes to go in the first half. Coach Bradley going to ride with him right now. But Alex DeWitt, I'm sure the scouting report says when you hedge out on that screen, be ready, particularly if it's Renfro, because he's going to let that thing fly.
No question. Cook with the inbound on the left side with it. He'll fake on Freed. He'll drive. He'll fake again. Freed falls for it, and Cook lays it in with the underhand. David Cook having his way with 11 right now on the contest. 6:44 and counting here in the second. Here comes Jones with it across midcourt. He'll take it right side volleyball line. CAI leading 15-10. Crocker gets the pass left side. He'll jab step, drive it to the corner, hands it to Nate Brown. Brown takes it inside the arc, backs it out now. Crocker on the wing extended. Over right side now to Jones on the perimeter. Jones head fakes, dribbles, gives it to DeWitt in the paint. He'll put up a nice little hook shot, knock it down. Alex DeWitt's got 10 now, and it's 15-12. The Bulldogs staying alive right now, even though Christian Academy has definitely had the offensive advantage here early. Here is Vance with it right side from Losey to Cook. He fakes, drives right baseline, tries to kick it out top. It went by everybody and goes into the Orleans front.
Earlier, it looks like Coach Hayden Casey thinks, okay, our best mismatch is whoever is guarding David Cook, because the Warriors are trying to get the ball to him in space and where he can take his defender off the dribble, either go straight to the rim or have that little mid-range pull-up jumper. And so far, he's had a heck of a game because he's 4 out of 4 from the field and 3 out of 3 at the free throw line.
No question. He's the second leading scorer on this team, but he is as versatile as Renfro in so many ways. As the inbound comes to Brown, Nate Mason Freed is out. Nolan Robbins back in there for Orleans. Back to their original starters. Brown gets the bounce pass left wing, looks inside, bounces to Alex DeWitt. Nice move on the mismatch, spun baseline and laid it in. Alex has a dozen, and the Bulldogs are only down a point with 5.5 minutes to go, despite the struggles here in the early going. Cook with it into the forecourt. He'll give it up to Vance. Vance bounces to Elijah Logsdon left wing. Logsdon checked in there for Chansey. Up top to Cook. Now, actually, Chansey with it on the right block. He'll turn. Gets the shot up over DeWitt and lays it in. 17-14 Christian Academy. First 2 for Josh Chansey this afternoon. So Chansey is in there. Losey is out of the lineup right now, as it turns out, for CAI. Jones has it on the right wing. Coming down to 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Baseline to DeWitt. Tries to go one-on-one. A fadeaway shot from 8 feet, and he knocks it in. Alex has 14 of Orleans' 16 so far. Within 5 minutes here in the second quarter, Christian Academy up a point, 17-16. Cook gets it from Renfro. Goes baseline to, well, that's Chansey. He'll lay it up and in. That's 4 for him now. Back-to-back baskets for Chansey and the Warriors. And it's now 19-16 as the teams are trading baskets here over the last 3 or 4 possessions. Jones to DeWitt left wing, up top to Robbins. Back over to Jones right side. Straight away, Crocker open 3. Yes! He knocks it in for his first basket of the contest. Timeout. Coach Casey from the CAI sideline. 4:24 to go, second quarter. Tied at 19 as Ryland Crocker gets on the board for Orleans. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are a ready-mix concrete company, supplying concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforcing steel, river gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
At Springer & Springer Insurance, we get it. Insurance can be frustrating. That's why we make it simple. With locations in Orleans, Bedford, Salem, French Lick, and Greenwood, we take the time to get to know you, your needs, life, and goals before finding the right coverage for you. Whether it's auto, homeowners, life, commercial, or farm insurance, we work with a range of trusted companies to give you the best options. Call 812-865-3133 today. Springer & Springer Insurance, making insurance easy.
4:24 to go second quarter. And Dave, obviously Orleans has had their struggles so far, but Rylan Crocker making a three, tying this game up. And even with all that, the Bulldogs are still in this.
It's a good shot for him to knock down. I'm sure Coach Casey took that time out because somehow the last 2 or 3 possessions, Logston's been on DeWitt. He's just been wearing him out down on that baseline.
No doubt about that. As the Warriors have it in their forecourt right now, it is Logston handling it right side. The Dogs throw a trap as Cook gets it at the high post. Goes out to Losey, left corner three. Missed it off the side rim, but running down the rebound is Vance. He throws it off Crocker, who blocked the pass. Vance had the heads-up awareness to not touch it, and out of bounds of the right corner. The Warriors will retain.
Right down there in that huge Orleans corner of the Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. So down there, Vance had no help and no teammates or friends at all.
As the inbound goes to Renfro now, he'll pass it off to Losey right side. He'll take it to the right of the top of the key, back it out, and Christian Academy will reset just past the halfway point of the second quarter. It is 19-19 between Orleans and Christian Academy. Renfro catches left side, goes baseline to Cook in the short corner. Cook one-on-one with Bryce Jones. Help comes from Brown. He'll knock it away. Jones gets the steal. Almost got fouled, and it will be a late whistle on David Cook, who tried to knock it away, at least tried to slow Bryce down, but a foul drawn and a big one for the Warriors as well.
That'll be number 2 on David Cook. As you mentioned, he kind of went down falling, but the problem is he got into the legs of the Orleans player, and any time a defender does that, a foul will be called.
Well, Cook's got 2, so that certainly is a tough one for the Warriors. So both teams, I guess you could say, are even now with DeWitt having 2 for Orleans and Cook 2 for CAI.
But Alex has done a fantastic job staying in there with those 2 personal fouls, just keeping his nose clean down there on that defensive end, but still working hard on the offensive end as the officials get things straightened away at the scorer's table. And it will be Bulldogs basketball as Orleans, they try and regain this lead. They haven't had the lead since way back at 6-4.
And now we got a little perspiration to wipe up here on the court, right there on the right side of the floor. Coach Bradley offering up a towel, same from the Warrior sideline as well. We talked about the matchup being pretty even, and so far, even though it's been a little jagged for Orleans at times, it's kind of played out that way.
That it has. Everybody thought this was going to be a close game, and so far, through a quarter and a half, it's exactly it. And so we mentioned the Dogs, a great crowd here today. They're getting some assistance from the folks at South Ripley, of course, with the connection there of their coach, Sevi Beechett, whose mom is the daughter of Charles and Mary Lou Denbo, the longtime coach, the Hall of Famers in basketball and volleyball. And, of course, this court has been named the Donna Sullivan Court, and she's a Hall of Famer, and she is an Orleans native. So the Dogs have got connections all the way around coming into Lloyd Scott Gymnasium today.
Almost a home away from home in a way with that all going on as the inbound comes to Bryce Jones in the backcourt. 3.5 minutes to go second quarter. Jones has it, pops it over to Crocker right side. Rylan will take it now to the right of the half-court circle. DeWitt comes up to set a screen. Crocker goes by, gives it over to Brown, left corner. 3:20 and counting here in the second. Nate dribbles, goes to Robbins right side. He'll fake, he'll drive. Gets caught in traffic, gives it up to DeWitt. He'll take a tough shot, contested from 8 feet, missed it off the back of the rim. The rebound to Christian Academy, and Renfro is the one who wrestles it out of there. Warriors down to 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter with the basketball. The chance to get the lead back. Cook gets it right wing, goes baseline now to, that would be Chansey with it. He goes into the lane, and he will draw a foul. Coach Bradley thought there was a travel there, but the foul will be whistled on the Bulldogs. There were 2:54 to go until halftime.
Chansey just trying to post up down in that low block, and the double team came, and it looked as though he may have traveled, but foul was called first. Timeout going to be taken by Christian Academy. 19-19. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
2:54 left here in the second quarter here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium in Seymour. Orleans and Christian Academy in a tussle right now, tied at 19. The Warriors have it out of the timeout from the U of Seymour on the right baseline. The inbound will come from Cooper Losey. He'll inbound it. He's got Chansey out there with him, Cook, Renfro, and also Vance. The inbound is going to be late. A 5-second call right before Losey could inbound it to Cook on the right wing, and a big turnover there for Orleans again.
Good job denying that inbounds pass. By the way, before that time I was taken, that foul was called on Nate Brown of Orleans. That'll be his first team foul, number 3 here in the second quarter.
Neither team quite to the bonus yet as Jones brings it across the timeline. He'll give it up to Crocker on the right side. Up top to Robbins. Back to Jones on the handoff right at the top of the key. Back to Crocker. Right wing 3. Got open. He buried another one. That's 6 for Rylan Crocker now. His second tray. 2.5 minutes to go second quarter, and the Bulldogs have their first lead, Dave, since it was 6-4 early on.
Way back at 2:55 in quarter number 1.
Here is Renfro with the answer. Missed it. Left wing off the side rim. Rebound to Robbins on the right side. Big stop for the Bulldogs now. Can they add on to this advantage as they lead by a tray right now? Jones with it up ahead to Crocker. Double team comes down low to DeWitt. Turns, puts it up. A blocking foul, and Alex gets the shot to go down from 7 feet away. And that brings the black and red clad fans to their feet as the Dogs are up 5 after the foul.
Big basket by DeWitt. Prior to that shot, he was 7 out of 10 from the field, so make him now 8 out of 11. What a first half he has had, and he'll be at the free throw line for a 3-point play. That foul will be up.
And he will walk it up the floor now. Goes to the left side. Goes by Jones. Jones cuts him off, though. Top of the key pass to Chansey. Josh Chansey goes up top to Renfro. Straightaway 3 is up. It rimmed in and out on him on the rebound to Nate Brown right in front of the rim. Bulldogs doing a good job on the glass here in the first half. Up in the second. From 3 left corner. That one is off the side of the rim, but the rebound tipped around a couple of times. It's tipped to Renfro in the paint. Robbins tried to get in there to snag it, but he couldn't quite get a hold of it. Up ahead with it, Losey takes it into the paint. Gets it back out to Cook on the right side. Cook dribbling around Robbins, gets inside, lays it up. It won't go. Left side of the rim. Cook trying to get the rebound, and a foul is going to be whistled on the Bulldogs as Cook and Nate Brown both hit the deck there with 1:20 to go till halftime.
And that was just the first miss of this game for Cook. He'd been silent for a while. They kind of went away from him, trying to get Renfro involved, but he is struggling. He is 0 for 4 from the field, all behind the arc. That foul will be another big one on the Dogs. That'll be the second on Nate Brown. He is the second Dog with 2 fouls in this half. That's just team foul number 4. And once again, some perspiration right along the end line of the volleyball spike line. In line, I should say, down below the free throw line in the free throw 3-second area. And we see coming off the bench, Kagan Russell, who's had some good minutes for the Dogs here in postseason play. And Elijah Logston also re-enters for Christian Academy.
Logston in for Losey and Russell in for the first time. Kagan's averaging 1.4 points per game. He gave them some valuable minutes in the sectional championship win over North Davies last Saturday when Jones was in foul trouble. Inbound to Cook. He got it knocked away from him, but on the rebound to Orleans.
Great job by Robbins not giving up on that play when it looked like Cook was going to get an easy 2.
I think he got an extra 3 inches on that jump to go with it. Jones with it to the front court. Drops it off for Robbins on the left side. Less than a minute to go until halftime. Orleans has the option to hold for the last shot here as Jones will hold it right side below the below the timeline, I should say, as Renfro will guard Bryce. Jones jab steps a couple of times. Count is on for 5 seconds. To Russell left side. Back to Bryce now at center court. 40 seconds left. Coach Bradley trying to make sure everybody gets into the right place to set up this play. 36 seconds and counting. Christian Academy going to stay in that man-to-man. Russell gets the bounce pass left side spike line. He'll pop it to Freed on the wing. Back out to Russell again. Kagan will slide it across the middle, and he'll go back to Jones left side. 23 seconds to go. Jones dribbles, goes to Russell above the volleyball spike. One's with it now. He'll take it to the right side of the half-court circle, down to 12 seconds. Now down to 10 seconds. Bryce holding. The Dogs got to go. They're trying to spring Crocker. Jones looks for him. Now goes right to Robbins. Back to Jones again. Bryce with it straight away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Jones right wing has to force one up at the horn. It rimmed off the back, hit the front, and fell off to close out the first half of play here inside Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. It's a good one, and Orleans with a great second quarter surge to take the lead, 25-19 here at halftime. Coming up, first half stats and analysis here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium as you're listening to coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Looking for insurance to fit your life? At Tucker Insurance Group, we offer a broad range of quality insurance products at competitive prices. As an independent agency, we're dedicated to providing personalized service to every customer. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Tracy Tucker and Tyler Atchison are here to guide you through the process, giving you the service and care you deserve. Tucker Insurance Group, where your protection is our priority. Call 812-9095 and let us help you secure your
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring, starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
Halftime here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. It is Regional 32 in Class A as part of the Seymour Regional doubleheader today, along with Dave Dedrick. I'm David Deaton here from Seymour, and we've got a good one on our hands. Orleans up 25-19 at halftime against Christian Academy in a game where the Dogs are holding the biggest lead held by either team in this first half of play. A 9-0 run to close out the first half, keying the Bulldogs run there and getting the lead going into halftime. Let's take a look at the summary as far as the scoring goes. Christian Academy got on the board with a David Cook basket early on to get the 2-0 lead 25 seconds in. And then with 7 minutes to go, Orleans responded with an Alex DeWitt basket in close range, tied the game at 2 apiece. The teams traded baskets on the following possessions. The next 2 possessions each ended up with a 6-all tie with 3:05 to go after an Elijah Logsden basket for Christian Academy. But Orleans was able to nudge ahead thanks to a DeWitt basket with 2:55 to go in the first quarter, making it 8-6. The Warriors, though, would go on a 7-0 run that would expand into the second quarter, going from down 8-6 to up 13-8 early in the second quarter. And David Cook was the one who led that run with 3 free throws and 2 baskets to his credit. That run spanned from 2:31 to go in the first quarter to 7:42 to go in the second. So a run that took almost 3 minutes, and the Warriors led 13-8 at that point. But Orleans eventually got going. Alex DeWitt answering the call as he and Cook were kind of trading baskets themselves. And it was DeWitt with 7:17 to go, giving Orleans their first basket of the second quarter, cutting the lead to 13-10. Another Cook basket with 6:45 to go made it 15-10 CAI. But then Orleans was able to cut the lead down to 1 thanks to back-to-back DeWitt baskets at 6:20 and 5:38 to go in the second. Then Christian Academy coming back with Josh Chansey getting a basket with 5:15 to go, making it 17-14. But again, the teams trading baskets, making it 19-16, just a little bit before the halfway point of the second quarter of 4:10 to go. And then a 9-0 run to close out the quarter. 2 Ryland Crocker trays plus Alex DeWitt getting to the free throw line with 2:07 to go, converting a 3-point play on a tough shot from close range. And that's where we are right now with Orleans leading 25-19 here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium in Seymour. So far, we have been tied 5 times. There have been 3 lead changes between the 2 teams here in the first half. We'll continue along with our halftime report on the other side of the break as we'll get into the scoring and shooting for both teams. You're listening to coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional here on Gold at 98.7 WSEZ.
A family-run company started in 1960 by father and sons, Riverview Farms Incorporated is 50 years and counting. Riverview Farms Incorporated primary focus is pullets, chicken, hogs, and turkeys, and some feed crops as well. Located in Orleans, Indiana, Riverview Farms is a viable agribusiness 4 generations strong and counting, and among the biggest producers of poultry and eggs in the state of Indiana. Riverview Farms, working for families, working for you.
When you suffer the loss of a loved one, you can count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli. They have a 55-year history of serving the needs of families in Orange and surrounding counties. They provide only the best professional services in the most compassionate manner to care for you during this difficult time. You can always count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home, as generations of families have done for many years. Call 812-723-2276 today. We're here when you need us the most. Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli.
Halftime of this regional championship game in Class A at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium, the home of the Seymour Owls. The Dogs with a big 9-0 run to close out that second quarter, and they lead it here at the half 25-19. Let's take a look at the team statistics for the first two quarters of play. First of all, for the Bulldogs, they opened up that first quarter hitting 4 out of 12 from two-point range for 33%. Came back and had a great second quarter, 5 out of 7, in part thanks to Alex DeWitt. So far, the most valuable player of this game is the person who got Alex on the bus on time today to get him here to this game, because he has had a monster first half here for the Dogs. Overall, the Dogs are 11 out of 19 from two-point range, a very good 58%. They are 2 out of 5 from behind the arc, 0 for 1 in the first quarter, 2 out of 4 in the second, 40%. The Dogs have only been 6. They have not dialed it in at all from long range. 0 for 2 in the first quarter, 0 for 3 in the second, 0 for 5 for the half. And the Warriors have been at the free throw line 3 times and have made all 3. 25-19, Dogs on top at the half. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Invest where it matters most, in the people and the potential of Orange County. Over the last decade, through the power of giving, the Orange County Community Foundation has helped thousands achieve their dreams, distributing numerous dollars in scholarships and grants from endowed funds. And we're just getting started. Scholarship applications will open soon, giving Orange County students the chance to unlock new opportunities, realize their full potential, and leave their mark on the world. Plus, be on the lookout for details on our unrestricted grants program, empowering local nonprofits to continue their philanthropic work and address the most pressing needs in our community. In 2024 alone, this grant cycle poured over $85,000 into our community, supporting many programs. Looking to make a lasting difference? Start a fund with us today and create a legacy that grows year after year. Call us at 812-723-4150 because your generosity shapes tomorrow. Together, we're building a better community. One scholarship, one grant, one legacy at a time.
Dogs lead it here at the half, 25-19. Just 3 players for Orleans have scored in this first half, but Alex DeWitt has had a tremendous first 2 quarters of this game. 6 in the first quarter, 11 more in the second. He has a game-high 17 here at intermission. Rylan Crocker finally able to knock down back-to-back threes in that second quarter for 6. Nate Brown actually opened up the scoring here for the Dogs, and that's the only 2 points that he has. Nolan Robbins and Bryce Jones did not score. Mason Freed and Kagan Russell saw action but did not score. For Christian Academy, led by David Cook with 11, 7 in the first quarter, 4 more in the second. 4 then for Joshua Chansey, 2 apiece for Cooper Losey, as well as Elijah Logston off the bench. Well, you've not heard Josh Renfro's name mentioned. He comes in averaging almost 21 a game. He is scoreless here in the first 2 quarters of play, 0 for 4 from the field. The Warriors led it 11-8 at the end of 1. The Dogs 19. Second half action coming your way. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Riley Oil is pleased to announce they are once again pumping gas for their valued customer 23 tornado outbreak at their Paoli location. The Riley family invites you to stop in and fill up with quality Marathon gasoline and diesel. Stop in and check out the facility, grab a cold drink and a Hoosier Lottery ticket. Be sure to visit their other 2 locations in Orleans and Hardinsburg and grab a snack, drink, or some. Marathon offers after-hours pay at the pump for your convenience. Visit them off the east side of the Paoli Square in Orleans and Hardinsburg.
Thinking of doing a kitchen or bathroom renovation? Need new cabinets or countertops? Call Rutherford Custom Kitchens and More. Be confident in the work you have done. Rutherford Kitchens and More offers custom kitchens and bath, professional installation, and free estimates. Call them at 812-865-2127 or visit them at 220 East Jefferson Street in Orleans. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Out with the old and in with the new at Rutherford Kitchens and More.
Third quarter about to get started here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. This regional championship between the Christian Academy Warriors and the Orleans Bulldogs.
Quickly, David. Nate Brown, Alex DeWitt, 2 fouls apiece. And for Christian Academy, David Cook.
Noted there on that. Foul trouble both ways as the Orleans Bulldogs will start with it. DeWitt with a little baby hook in the lane. Push shot. Couldn't get it to go. And then the foul was going to be whistled on.
Is it Robbins?
I think it's on, actually, Renfro.
Stay down, yeah.
He overdid it on the box out there. He was trying to push Robbins out and root him out on the left side of the lane, and that's going to cost Renfro a foul, just trying to do a little too much there.
That's the first on Josh, team foul number 1 here in this third quarter. Interesting to see Dogs going right to that hot hand to start this second half with the shot there from the free throw line by Alex DeWitt.
And Alex a little short there, but he'll maybe get another chance here as the Bulldogs will have it. Left baseline inbound. DeWitt gets it left elbow, drives it right. He'll draw contact as he goes to the basket. And Alex DeWitt, who has been the source of offense primarily for the Bulldogs, will get a chance for 2 shots.
Foul goes on Josh Chancey. It'll be his first team foul number 2. Already 2 team fouls here in the first 26 seconds. And they had 3, did Christian Academy, in the entire first half.
Free throw on the way for Alex, and he buries that. He is really seeing the basket well, especially in this humongous building. This place holds over 8,000 people at full capacity. It might have even held 8,500 or 9,000 a time or two when Romeo Langford or Damon Bailey played here. But it's a great crowd this afternoon as Alex will look to make it an 8-point game, and he does just that as he buries it. Orleans is coming toward us here from the northeast corner of Lloyd Scott Gymnasium here in the second half. Christian Academy is going away from us. The Warriors in the traveling blue uniforms with the black and gold trim. Orleans in the home white uniforms with the red and black trim.
They may have had over 8,000 if the fire marshal wasn't here either, David.
I think you're right. No doubt about that. Here's a pass over to Vance on the left side, straight away to Cook. He'll cross over, back up, pull-up jumper, missed it, back or front of the rim, that is. Rebound to Jones. Bryce will race it up the floor now, and he will get it in and lay it up inside. And then Nate Brown getting the basket there, and then DeWitt and Cook get tangled up on the left baseline. That's now 4 for Nate, and it gives Orleans a 10-point game as Cook and DeWitt have to have a little conference with the officials there. The whistle blown, and I don't think they're going to call a foul, but a timeout from Christian Academy. Hayden Casey wants to talk it over. 7:18 third quarter. Orleans has extended the lead to double figures at 29-19. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Turn your dining experience into a fiesta at El Compadre, the heart of flavor and fun. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m. Craving something delicious? Try one of our mouth-watering entrees that will make your taste buds salsa. Visit us at one of our 5 locations, Paoli, West Baden, Mitchell, Orleans, Bedford, and coming soon, Palmyra. El Compadre, where the flavor is as bold as the fun.
Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than InFocus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5.
2 players getting tangled up. No foul call, just the officials talking to Alex and David about what happened there before, but the Bulldogs are in command right now.
Dogs closed out a 9-0 run to end the first half, and now 4-0 to start this half, so they're in the midst of a 13-0 run here against Christian Academy, who is really struggling to score.
Well, and those runs tend to make a difference at this level once you get deeper in the tournament. A kick ball as Losi was bringing it up the floor, took it to the volleyball spike line. Bryce stuck the right foot out as the pass was going to that side.
Trying to go a double high post set there and see if they can get something working against this Dogs man-to-man. Dogs have gone zone a couple of trips, but for the majority of the time, like Coach Bradley said in the pregame, it'll be straight up man-to-man.
That's where they've been at their best all year, ergo why they've been number 5 in the state at scoring defense most of the season as Renfro, Drew Blake out of there for a second. He gets it right side, kicks it out to Losi. Left wing 3 is long, but the rebound underneath and the putback to Josh Chancey, who gets his 6th point of the contest. 6:45 and counting here in the third. That is the first offensive rebound the Warriors have been able to garner today. 6:39 and counting here in the third quarter. 29-21 Orleans. DeWitt has it right side. Alex holding on the wing, off-ball movement to Jones between the rings. Jones goes left block to Nolan Robbins. Now to Brown behind him, and Brown said to have been fouled there along the baseline before he could get to the rim, and that is going to be another foul here on Christian Academy.
Nate was tight roping that inline. I thought he might have stepped out of bounds, but the official said no, it was a foul. And this one will go on number 20, Josh Chansey. That'll be his second, team foul number 3 in this third quarter.
Inbound lob to DeWitt. He'll take it right side. Fadeaway shot. Tough one off the glass. Missed it off the side rim. Rebound to Chansey underneath. He'll give it up to Losey, who brings it up the right side. He'll hand it off on the wing to Vance. Vance slides it across the top of the arc. He'll go over left side, hands it behind him to Renfro. Renfro will drive it to the right, back out. Now he'll go again. This time he goes right to the rim, lay it up, can't get it to go in, and DeWitt is able to garner the rebound under the basket, his 5th of the contest. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 29-21 in favor of the Bulldogs. 5:53 and counting. Bounce pass goes to Crocker from Jones right side, back to Bryce, left side volleyball line. Look high post, goes to DeWitt outside the right elbow. He'll fire up the 17-footer and knock it down. Alex is on fire still as he gets to his 20th. 5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here comes Losey with it. Cooper Losey, the 6'2 senior, averaging 5.4 points, a team-high 3.2 assists. He goes over to Vance with it left wing, straight away to Cook. Cook will drive it toward the right block, gets around Brown. Nice head fake, draws the foul, can't get the shot to go in off the back of the rim. And David Cook will go back to the free throw line for Christian Academy.
It's going to be a big foul because that's 3 on the defensive ace, Nate Brown of Orleans. That'll be team foul number 1. And boy, has Brown done a job on Renfro. He got caught on the switch that time with Cook. Cook on the afternoon, 11 points. He is 3 out of 3 at the free throw line.
They'll try to keep that going. He is 86% coming in. He knocks that one down, so he just continues to make his shots when he gets his opportunities at right. And now Brown has to be subbed out. Mason Freed is in. That's 12 now for David Cook. He has over half of his team's points, 22 on the board now for the Warriors. Elijah Logston will now check in. He'll replace Cooper Losey. Logston, a 6-foot senior, averaging 3 points per contest.
6-man rotation. That's about it for Coach Casey. And we have seen Logston in and out in that first half of play for that rotation.
Primarily in for Losey there as Cook knocks in the second free throw. He now has 13, 31-23. Orleans in front, 5:18 and counting here in the third. Jones quickly up the sideline, stops right as soon as he crosses the timeline. He'll lob it to DeWitt at the top of the arc. Alex hands it behind him to Crocker. The switch with Cook on him. Now Jones catches right side into the corner to Nolan Robbins. Nolan takes one dribble. Now goes high post to Freed, looking for the high-low. Out to Crocker left wing. Crocker takes the baseline. Cut off by 2 defenders. Out to Jones. Back to Crocker in the corner. Goes by his guy again. Lays it up left side and in. Rylan Crocker gets his 8th point. And the lead is back to 10 with 4:47 and counting here in the third. 33-23 Bulldogs. It's Renfro with it in the forecourt. Hands it to Cook, half-court circle. He'll take it right side. He'll drive on Robbins, bumps into him, turnaround shot 12 feet. It rimmed in and out, no good. DeWitt is there to grab another rebound. And Alex not only scoring, but also being big on the glass. He also has 3 offensive rebounds as well. There's Crocker with it in the half-court circle. 4:23 and counting in the third. Goes right. Now straight away to DeWitt. Behind him to Bryce Jones. Jones trying to get that elevator screen on the left side, but the Warriors defended as Robbins has it now right side. He'll bounce it short corner to DeWitt. One-on-one with Chansey. Puts up the fadeaway shot from 10 feet. Missed it back rim. Rebound to Chansey for the Warriors. Gives it up to Logston. He'll drive it right. He'll pitch it out to the wing to Vance. Down to Logston. Goes baseline. Cut off. As Freed actually had it knocked off his foot, but standing out of bounds was Logston, and it'll go out of bounds to the Bulldogs.
That all started, though, with DeWitt getting a hand on it, and Mason, as you mentioned, had a deflection as well. And unfortunately for CAI, their man was standing out of bounds, so that's a big turnover as the Dogs look to build on this 10-point lead halfway through the third quarter.
Now the Warriors will go to a full-court token press. Jones one-on-one with Renfro. Now Losey comes back to help as they're going to go with a floating trap, but Jones drives by it, wraps it around left side, inside for Freed. Mason can't get it to go off the backboard of the front rim. Rebound to Cook, and he'll jaunt up the floor right side. Pulls up for a right wing 3. It hits off the front of the rim, but the rebound offensively goes to Chansey. Turns in the lane, forces it up. It won't go in off the front of the rim, and the rebound to the Bulldogs. 3:27 and counting in the third.
A lot of good looks for the Warriors. They're just not falling, but they are all contested shots here today.
49% from the floor. They're a good shooting team, especially from inside the arc, too. Here's Jones with it left side, down low to DeWitt. Turns, gets the shot up. Nice baby hook, gets that to go, and Alex just keeps tearing it up with 23 points. He's equaled Christian Academy. Timeout, Coach Casey, as the Bulldog fans rise to their feet with 3:07 to go here in the third. Orleans 35, Christian Academy 23. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Hi, this is John Bender. Since 1931, Bender Lumber has been providing superior service along with quality, innovative building products at fair, competitive prices. In communities throughout southern Indiana, our locations are the primary supplier to residential builders, professional remodelers, as well as do-it-yourselfers who rely on our knowledgeable sales staff to do whatever it takes to proudly serve them and to get the job done. So here's to the first 90 years of local people serving local needs at Bender Lumber.
Get ready for a taste explosion at the Super Burger in Paoli, home of the Triple Nuke, the burger that takes flavor to a whole new level. But that's not all. They now proudly claim the title of second best burger in Indiana. Sizzle into satisfaction with their mouth-watering patties made with locally raised 90% lean grass-fed beef with fresh ingredients that'll leave your taste buds begging for more. The Super Burger, where every bite is a journey of culinary delight. Swing by today and discover why they are the talk of the town. The Super Burger, West Main Street in Paoli, where the Triple Nuke reigns supreme and the taste is legendary.
Well, of all things that could happen today, now the fire alarm goes off during that break with 3:07 to go in the third. We've had storms, we got a regional championship, and then we see the lights flashing around the gym as well.
Well, that probably went off because that play of Alex DeWitt, who's just having a tremendous game. He probably set it off with his torrid shooting. 6 points in this quarter, 23 for the ball game.
Well, he has equaled Christian Academy's team total. That says a lot right there. 3 minutes to go here in the third. The Warriors out of their timeout. They have one left, incidentally, as Cook brings it ahead, gives it up to Logsdon on the left wing, to Losi between the circles. He'll slide it to the right side with the dribble. Down to Cook, 15 feet away. Cook rips through, tries to go one-on-one with Robbins, kicks it left wing for a Losi three. That one halfway down and out. Mason Freed had the rebound, then got it knocked away from him. And they're going to say it went off of Freed as Chansey came in to contest on the glass.
Christian Academy just running screen after screen, trying to get Josh Renfro free. But Bryce Jones is just hugging on him, on his hip everywhere he goes, and they just can't get him an open look.
He gets the inbound. Speaking of, Renfro on the left side takes it to the right, spins, fade away off 1 foot, can't get it to go. Crocker with the rebound right baseline, and here come the Bulldogs up by 12. The signature defense is why Orleans has been able to get this lead. And Jones with it up the right side. He'll give it up to Crocker along the sideline. Ryland slides it between the circles to Robbins, left wing extended. Nolan will give it up to Bryce Jones now. Freed and DeWitt consist of the rest of the five on the floor. Jones has it left wing. Takes it to the top. Goes over to Crocker right side. Ryland now takes it to the free throw line. He'll back it out. Hand it to Nolan Robbins behind him. Losi on him in the man-to-man. Robbins trying to get some distance there. Spins off of him to the half-court circle. Goes back now right side, trying to get rid of it. Coach Bradley has to call timeout, and he finally gets the attention of the official to do just that. With 1:56 to go, third quarter, 35-23. Orleans remains the leader over Christian Academy. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
It's time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are a ready-mix concrete company, supplying concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforcing steel, river gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
Coach Bradley able to get the attention of the official there to get the timeout. Robbins was kind of in a no-win situation, I guess you could say there.
Yeah, they had him trapped right where they needed. They were using that 10-second line as a third defender. But the Bulldogs' stingy defense has been the story of this quarter. They have limited Christian Academy just to 4 points. And the Warriors on this quarter, only 1 out of 9 from the field.
By the way, that was the first time out Coach Bradley has used today, I believe, as well. So they still have their complement mostly there with 150 and counting. The Warriors putting pressure on. Jones to Crocker. Almost had it knocked away. The free throw line to DeWitt. Layup for his 25th point. What a pass, and then Crocker gets the deflection on the other end. Losi running up the right side. Tried to find Logsdon in the corner, but Crocker able to deflect it into the sideline as the Warriors will retain.
That time the Dogs spread it out. Got great penetration and was able to get DeWitt one of the easiest baskets that he's had all afternoon. Going to take a little bit of a timeout here, come back to the other end of the court to have some perspiration cleared up underneath the Bulldog basket. So an unofficial timeout here. Both teams able to get around their coaches. However, the official says, no, let's not do that. It's not a timeout. So everybody get back out on the court, and we'll be ready to go. The time dwindling away here for Christian Academy as the Dogs have controlled this third quarter.
It is tough to find a rhythm right now if you're Christian Academy. Losey will try to get him started to Logsdon left wing, top of the key. Goes to Renfro, and then Jones got a little swipe there. Bryce probably could have just played straight up and been better off, but he'll draw the foul instead.
That's just the first though on Bryce. Team foul number 2 is, once again, Christian Academy cannot get their leading scorer, Josh Renfro, for a clean, open look as the Dogs' defense has just bottled him up all afternoon long.
Losey has it off the inbound. Orleans showing kind of a zone defense here as Losey goes to Logsdon left wing. Back to Losey at the half-court circle. Takes a dribble to Cook right wing. Lines up the three. That one off the front of the rim. Rebound tipped, and now tipped about 2 more times before finally coming down with it as Logsdon. And then a tie-up. Mason Freed able to force that on the outside of the left lane. The Warriors get the arrow, but good hustle by both sides.
That was a great job by Freed just to hang in there. He's just not going to let the Christian Academy player rip that ball away from him. If he would have, it would have probably been an easy 2 for Chansey, but now it's just underneath along the baseline to the left of the basket for the Warriors.
Inbound will come from Losey from the E of Seymour. He'll lob it in there, and it'll be Chansey to catch it at the left side volleyball line. Hands it behind him to Renfro. Less than a minute to go. Third quarter, 55 seconds to go. Renfro takes it top of the key. Crocker on him. Gets inside, and Renfro going to get to the free throw line. He's not been able to get anything going anywhere else. So he gets a chance to go to the stripe here with 52 seconds to go in the third.
Foul on Ryland Crocker will be just his first, team foul number 3. But as you mentioned, David, Renfro in the act of shooting. He'll be there for 2 free throw opportunities, looking for his first points of this ball game.
Renfro, an excellent free throw shooter himself. He knocks that one in, 82% on the season, leads the team in makes and attempts, 97 of 118 coming in as Losey will check out and Logsdon back in there for Christian Academy. Noah Vance, Josh Renfro, David Cook, and Josh Chansey will make up the rest of the 5. Renfro looking for his second point, and it rims out on him. And Nolan Robbins steps in to get the rebound in the paint, his third of the afternoon. 46 seconds and counting. Jones breaking the initial pressure. Breaks backside to Freed. Goes up for the layup, but he missed it short. DeWitt gets the save into Crocker from the left baseline to the free throw line. Back out to Jones somehow. The Dogs able to get it back, and now they have it with 30 seconds to go.
Those are one of those plays you know things are going your way whenever you're able to come up with that loose ball.
Good old ball bouncing your way, no doubt. Here's Robbins with it. Gets it below the timeline left side. Gets it at the free throw line. Back from Bryce Jones. Nolan backs it out, hands it to Crocker behind him, over to the left side. Crocker with 12 seconds, has it between the circles. He'll give it up to Bryce there, left side of the half-court circle, 7 seconds to go. Bryce crosses over, drives it left side, pull up, step back, jumper, hits it from 15 feet. His first 2 of the contest comes at the end of the third quarter. It's Orleans 39, Christian Academy 24 as we make the turn into the fourth quarter. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
At Springer & Springer Insurance, we get it. Insurance can be frustrating. That's why we make it simple. With locations in Orleans, Bedford, Salem, French Lick, and Greenwood, we take the time to get to know you, your needs, life, and goals before finding the right coverage for you. Whether it's auto, homeowners, life, commercial, or farm insurance, we work with a range of trusted companies to give you the best options. Call 812-865-3133 today. Springer & Springer Insurance, making insurance easy. Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
The fourth quarter is upon us here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium in Seymour. Along with Dave Dedrick, I'm David Deaton. We're glad to have you with us here on Gold 98.7 WSEZ, online at WSEZ987.com, and on your Alexa device as well. Fourth quarter gets started. Orleans has the basketball. Christian Academy going to have to show some pressure now. Jones brings it up the right side to Nate Brown on the right wing. Gets hit from behind. No call. Nate trying to get it out of there. Does to Crocker down low. Lays it up. 41 at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. It is Vance with it on the front court to Renfro right side. He'll drop it off into the corner to Cook. Back up to the wing to Noah Vance. Vance, the 6-foot sophomore, will slide it across the top of the arc. He'll bounce it right side to Cook, who has to go get it. He lost it a little bit out there on the wing. A screen coming from Renfro. Cook takes it to the free throw line. Sweeps down the right side. Lays it up around Brown and lays it in. David Cook continuing to lead the Warriors. Has 15 now. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 41-26. Orleans in front. 7 minutes to go. The Bulldogs are going to try to eat as much clock up as they can here as Crocker gets the pass from Jones in the right corner. Dribbles up, gives it to Brown. Volleyball line, straight away. Now to Jones on the left side. Bryce will have it. Left side goes right now to Nate Brown again. Brown trying to go by Vance. Vance cuts him off. Brown backs it out. Now Brown will go at him again. This time drives into Cook. Shot blocked. Nate got his own rebound. And a foul is going to be whistled on David Cook. A little body contact there on the rebound that Brown was able to retrieve.
That'll be the third on David Cook. Team foul number 1 of this quarter, common foul. Dogs were 6 out of 11 in that third quarter, 55% through 3, 17 out of 30, 57%. Did not take a 3 in that third quarter and hit 2 out of 2 at the free throw line.
Crocker, the inbound from the right baseline to DeWitt, right back to Ryland, drives it right corner, now goes left wing to Brown after sliding it across the key. It is Jones with it now at the half-court circle to Brown. Nate holds it left wing, and he draws contact on Cooper Losey this time with 6:28 to go in the fourth. And the Dogs drawing yet another foul on CAI.
Second foul on Losey, team foul number 2 in that third quarter. Warriors just 1 out of 5 for 20% through 3, 9 out of 18 for 50%. But they are 0 for 10 from behind the arc here today. 6 out of 7 at the free throw line.
38% as a team from the outside, so that's certainly a shocker as Brown dribbles to the left block, puts up the short shot, missed it off the side of the rim, and it's Renfro to gather the rebound for CAI. The Warriors back the other way with it. Renfro takes it up top. He'll hand it off to Chancey, only to get it back to Renfro, who lost it, but it was deflected out of bounds. Ball traveled out of bounds left baseline. The Warriors will reset.
Josh Renfro just is shadowed everywhere that he goes. This tenacious, sticky man-to-man dog defense. And Christian Academy, David, at a point where they got to play what they say now with their hair on fire.
Exactly right. As the inbound will come to Chancey. And one of those things that'll help will be knocking down threes. But Chancey's going to try to drive it. Does, and he draws a foul as he gets the layup over DeWitt and Brown. That's now 8 on the day for Josh Chancey with 5:58 to go. And that is the third foul on Alex DeWitt now for Orleans with 5:58 to go here in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned Alex's third foul. Nate Brown already with 3, but that's just the first in this quarter. However, it will be a 3-point play opportunity for Josh Chancey.
Chancey has struggled at the line a bit this year, 64%, 47 out of 74. Losey is out, Logsdon back in. They've been keeping that rotation the same all afternoon, as expected. The free throw is on the way, and Chancey misses it off the right side of the rim. Crocker is able to haul in the rebound for the Bulldogs. That's 4 rebounds for Crocker. Jones has it in the backcourt. Renfro and Logsdon in pursuit. Bryce lost it off his right hand as he drove to the middle of the floor, went to the right side. And a turnover there for the Bulldogs, one of the few they've had this afternoon.
Coach Bradley said, okay, guys, let's just settle down. We know there's going to be some pressure. And Bryce was just that close to flicking that ball cross court on a diagonal pass to an open player. But that time, reaching around, the CAI player tipped it off his leg out of bounds.
Losey with it in the front court now, out up the inbound. He'll go left. He'll bounce it to Renfro, right side volleyball line. Renfro drives by Jones, gets inside, lays it in around Nate Brown. Renfro's got 3, made a free throw there in the third quarter. And with 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth, all of a sudden the lead has been trimmed to 11. Jones almost traveled with it. He's able to get a timeout with 5:27 to go. 41-30, Orleans still in front, but feeling some heat from the Warriors. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Looking for insurance to fit your life? At Tucker Insurance Group, we offer a broad range of quality insurance products at competitive prices. As an independent agency, we're dedicated to providing personalized service to every customer. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Tracy Tucker and Tyler Atchison are here to guide you through the process, giving you the service and care you deserve. Tucker Insurance Group, where your protection is our priority. Call 812-913-9095.
Well, talked about the hair on fire mentality with Orleans now up 11. The Warriors are bringing the pressure to the Bulldogs, and Orleans having to call timeout to get themselves collected there.
Dogs, though, have got a lot of ball handlers in their lineup, so if they could just get the correct spacing, this should not be a problem beating this pressure.
Here's Brown with it in the forecourt right side, bounces left side to Nolan Robbins, who juggled it for just a second, but got it back, goes to Jones now in the half-court circle. Bryce with Logsdon on him. Now Renfro looking like he'll come over to trap. Jones gets it down to the right corner, back out to Robbins at the volleyball line on the right. Robbins gets by his defender, pulls up, fires the mid-range shot. It rimmed out on him, and the rebound down to Cook in the paint. That was a tough miss there. Nolan had a great look at it. And now a pull-up for Renfro, and he hits one from behind the arc. The first three of the afternoon for the Warriors. That's 6 for Renfro, and all of a sudden the lead has been cut all the way down to 8. The Warriors have scored the last 7. 4:40 and counting here in the fourth. Brown with it left side, drives by his defender, gets into the paint, stops. Cook cutting him off. And a reach-in foul. No, 3-second violation on Brown. He hung out a little too long in the lane. We haven't seen many of those called this year, but that was a big one on Brown.
We knew Christian Academy would make a run, and right now this is their run. Question is, though, can the Dogs stem the tide? They've done it all day long on the defensive end, and right now would be another great opportunity for a big defensive stop.
Losey with it across midcourt. Bounces to Vance left side, straight away to Renfro. He's got Robbins on him. Renfro dribbles to the left elbow, steps back, gives it up now to Losey. Cooper Losey takes it top of the key. Back to Renfro. Renfro, step back three, left wing. Highly contested. Somehow he got it to go in with a hand in his face. And a timeout from the Orleans bench. Coach Bradley with 4:07 to go. Got to talk it over as the lead has gone all the way from 15 to 5 at 41-36. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring, starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
A family-run company started in 1960 by father and sons, Riverview Farms Incorporated is 50 years and counting. Riverview Farms Incorporated primary focus is pullets, chicken, hogs, and turkeys, and some feed crops as well. Located in Orleans, Indiana, Riverview Farms is a viable agribusiness 4 generations strong and counting, and among the biggest producers of poultry and eggs in the state of Indiana. Riverview Farms, working for families, working for you.
4:07 to go, fourth quarter. Christian Academy making a big run at the Bulldogs here after an amazing shot from Josh Renfro, left wing. Robbins had a hand in his face. All of a sudden, Renfro with 9 points for the Warriors.
12-0 run for the Warriors. Yeah, you couldn't have defended that any better. The Dogs have not scored since the 7:40 mark as they scored the first basket of this quarter.
Little concerning. They got to get something going offensively. Jones crosses over Losey, gets to the free throw line for the jumper, missed it left side of the rim. Rebound tipped around twice. Brown somehow kept it alive for Robbins. Now to DeWitt. He'll lay it up right side and in. A big basket for Alex. 27 on the afternoon. 43-36. Renfro with the answer off the back of the rim from the right wing. And it's a rebound for Nate Brown in the paint. And he will be fouled, drawing the contact for the Warriors there. And all of a sudden, Orleans stemming the tide on Christian Academy.
That's a big possession here where they got a second chance opportunity and were able to take advantage of it. And who else but Alex DeWitt coming up with a key basket whenever the Dogs needed one, as he has done all afternoon. That's a huge foul because that's number 4 on David Cook, team foul number 3 in this quarter.
An offensive rebound, sometimes that's what tips the balance in your favor. The inbound comes to Jones. Orleans, by the way, today with now 7 offensive rebounds 3.5 minutes to go. Still a long way left in this one as Jones has it right side of the front court. Logsdon guarding him very well, though, as Bryce backs it out. Now dribbles to the middle. Now he'll pop it over to Crocker on the right wing. Double team comes as he circles it up, gives it to Brown, left side spike line. Now to Jones, left wing. Back to Robbins, left of the half-court circle, and a foul on Josh Renfro there at midcourt as he collided with Robbins, who was just trying to gather the basketball there at midcourt.
And on Renfro, that'll be his second team foul, number 4. So the next one will put Christian Academy at the free throw line. Question is this the strategy that Coach Hayden Casey wants to do? Put the Dogs at the line and make them win it there here down the stretch.
Play the odds a little bit. Orleans on the season 67%, but they were 13 of 14 in that sectional championship against North Davies last Saturday. So far, not a lot of trips to the line, but the Dogs have done well there. Jones has it. He was a little head bob there, sells the contact with Logsdon guarding him there on the right side in that double team with Cook, right in front of Coach Bradley, and now the double bonus for the Bulldogs.
This will come with 3:06 remaining in the ball game. Bryce Jones at the line. First time that he has been there today, he has a basket for 2 points.
And now Bryce will step to the stripe. 74% on the season. He had his ups and downs last week, but he made them when he needed to. The first one is up. It rims around, falls in, goes front, back, front again before it fell down. Cooper Losey will come in for Christian Academy, replacing Elijah Logsdon in the lineup.
3 on the day for Bryce Jones, but this is where you expect the senior to step up and take control of this ball game.
Bryce made the buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter, and the second free throw hits the front rim, rolls right and off to Josh Chansey, who was there on the right side of the lane to get it. Chansey's been the lead rebounder today for Christian Academy, his 6th board. Now Orleans showing trap as struggling to get it across the timeline is Vance. Timeout Christian Academy. That should be their last if my count is right. 2:55 to go fourth quarter. 44-36. Orleans in front. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Thinking of doing a kitchen or bathroom renovation? Need new cabinets or countertops? Call Rutherford Custom Kitchens and More. Be confident in the work you have done. Rutherford Kitchens and More offers custom kitchens and bath, professional installation, and free estimates. Call them at 812-865-2127 or visit them at 220 East Jefferson Street in Orleans. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Out with the old and in with the new at Rutherford Kitchens and More.
Well, I think I've kept track of this somewhat accurately, at least. I think that's Christian Academy's last time out. The Bulldogs going with a half-court trap there, Dave, and their defense once again forcing the Warriors into a tough spot.
Just that little bit of a change-up. It's been all man-to-man, and Coach Bradley made that switch. Christian Academy was not ready for it and nearly had a 10-second count called on him.
And the inbound to Cook, who will get it across midcourt to Vance, left side. He'll dribble down to the wing, over to Logsdon on the handoff. Logsdon into the double team, back to Vance, left wing, inside to Cook. Ball deflected around twice. Cook lost it. Left side, fell to the floor, and Bryce Jones collects it, gets it to Crocker. Ryland races it across midcourt, dribbles right to left. Down to the wing to Brown, up to Jones between the circles, now to Robbins right side, back to Bryce. Cook might have reached in, and if that's the case, he gets called for this. That'll be it for the senior. The second leading scorer on this team with 1,133 points coming into today's contest.
He'll foul out at the 2:28 mark and take 15 points with him to the bench. He carried this team through 3 quarters before Renfro got hot in this fourth quarter. That'll be all on the shoulders of Josh Renfro.
The signature 2 shots coming from Kurt. The PA announcer here, 4 points for Bryce as he knocks in that first free throw. Bryce can make this a 10-point game if he can knock this in. He was 1 of 2 his last trip. Can go to 3 of 4 on the day and does as he buries that. Kurt Nichols, the PA announcer, with his signature 2 shots call from the scorer's table down there courtside. Here's Renfro with it. Goes over left side with it to Losey. Losey has yet to cross midcourt. Finally tosses it to Vance across the timeline to the right. Vance has it at the spike line. High post to Chansey. Into the corner. Wide open 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim. And that was Logsdon who fired away there. Brown is able to get the rebound on the left baseline for the Dogs. Gets it to Robbins, who shakes a defender. Then to Nate Brown, who gets fouled near midcourt. And Joshua Renfro is going to be the one whistled for this one. The Marion University commit will send Nate Brown to the charity stripe for 2 shots.
That'll be 3 on Renfro over the limit. You're right. Nate Brown, who's done the job on the defensive end, also chipped in with a couple of baskets so far for 4 points. Chancey had a wide-open free throw line jumper, but instead looked for a teammate in the corner for that three.
Nate a little long on that first free throw, missed it off the heel. 75% on the season. Brown has been a good free throw shooter, 50 of 67 coming out. Everybody out there is spent physically, but you still got to finish with 2 minutes to go. The second one does a little plinko, bounces 3 times and falls in. That's 5 points now for Nate this afternoon. Came in averaging 6.5 a game. The Warriors struggling to break this pressure as Renfro gets it across midcourt left side, throws a pass, batted right back behind him. Brown hits it into the scorer's table out of bounds.
There's that link for the Dogs, particularly when you have Nolan Robbins and Nate Brown in there. They're both about 6'2", but they have extremely long arms, and they can really create some problems when they get you in a trap situation that time. And Brown that time able to swat it out of bounds and force CAI to run more clock.
Inbound to Losey. Gets it high post to Chancey. No Cook out there. He's just fouled out. Renfro has it. Forces up a right corner three. What a shot on the move. That's 12 for Renfro after burying that. 47-39. The lead down to 8 for the Dogs. 1.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Here at Lloyd Scott Gym. Brown gets fouled in the front court. Losey and Renfro converging. One of them will get the foul here.
Number 5, Cooper Losey, will pick up his 3rd personal foul. Back to the free throw line will be Nate Brown for the Orleans Bulldogs. It was just there a few seconds ago and knocked down 1 out of 2.
The Bulldog fans rise to their feet to support the junior forward. The first free throw for Nate is on the way. This one looked good, and it is. He's able to get it to go through the twine with 1:32 to go. 48-39 the score. Orleans can make it a 10-point game. That's 6 now for Nate on the afternoon, just below his average. He eyes the second one, puts it in the air, and he knocks it in. 49-39, 7 for Nate. And now Renfro controls it in the backcourt. He'll get it to Losey. Left side across the timeline, barely, but the trap there. Goes high post to Vance. He'll drive inside, lays it up, got the floater to go. Noah Vance gets his first 2 of the afternoon. 1:16 and counting here in the fourth. Crocker off the inbound, throws it into the middle of the floor to Jones. He's fouled right at midcourt. And again, back to the free throw line go the Dogs as Christian Academy tries to extend this contest with 1:12 to go.
That'll be Cooper Losey's 4th personal foul. Already, David Cook is fouled out of this ball game. And at the line, Bryce Jones, 3 out of 4 in this fourth quarter of play.
Bryce eyes the first, puts it up, knocks it in. The ice water flowing through the veins of the Bulldogs free throw shooters. 6 for Bryce now. Mentioned the Bulldogs were 13 of 14 last week. That was coming off going 9 of 15 at the stripe against Lagodi in the sectional semifinals last Friday night. Second free throw whirls in for Bryce. And now the lead is 10 again at 51-41. Here is Logsdon with it in the backcourt, trying to get it across. Does so to Losey up top. To Vance, right side. He'll drive in, kicks it out, opposite corner. 3 is blocked. And that was Logsdon who shot it. Rebound came down to Chancey. Worked around to Renfro. Fires an off-balance 3. Won't go. Rebound tipped around, and DeWitt comes down with it for Orleans. And a whistle, a foul, will be coming up here on the Warriors with 51.4 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
Dogs lead it by 10. And as we look down below us, the Dog fans on their feet as they start to bring out the ladder and the scissors, which is going to be a good sign, it looks like, for the Dogs here on this Saturday evening. Alex DeWitt, who's had a tremendous game with 27 points, is at the free throw line where he is 3 out of 3 so far here today.
Free throw number 1 whirls in. The second foul on Elijah Logsdon of Christian Academy, 52-41. And it's been a while. Orleans has only won one other regional in program history. That happened during the 02-03 season as DeWitt's second free throw skims the front of the rim. The rebound down to Vance. He gives it up to Renfro, who gets it up ahead. Shot waved off as he tried to get one up right after the foul, and that one will go on the Dogs with 47 seconds to go, up by 11.
Rylan Crocker will be issued his second. That'll be team foul number 2. Dogs just didn't want to give Renfro a good look, and Crocker, the senior, knew if he got by him, that's what he would have. So heads-up play that time by Crocker to commit a foul.
And now Coach Bradley getting pulled back. He's trying to make sure his team knows what defense they're in. Coach Wheeler holding him accountable there as Renfro gets double-teamed, fires up a tough shot, rimmed out, left to right from the top of the key. Rebound down to Logsdon, kicks it out to Losey, and he buries a 3. And I thought I might have miscounted there. 5 for Losey. Timeout Christian Academy. That probably is their last now with 35 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 52-44. Orleans in front as you're listening to Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Turn your dining experience into a fiesta at El Compadre, the heart of flavor and fun. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m. Craving something delicious? Try one of our mouth-watering entrees that will make your taste buds salsa. Visit us at one of our 5 locations, Paoli, West Baden, Mitchell, Orleans, Bedford, and coming soon, Palmyra. El Compadre, where the flavor is as bold as the fun.
Time for a visit to locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete. They have everything you need to get your driveway, walkways, and other landscaping-related needs back in shape. They are a ready-mix concrete company, supplying concrete blocks and masonry supplies, as well as reinforcing steel, river gravel, and for the small jobs, they even sell high-quality bagged concrete mix. Remember, locally owned and operated Orange County Concrete for all of your concrete and masonry needs. Orange County Concrete in Orleans. Phone 812-865-2425.
Alex DeWitt to inbound it right to Bryce Jones. Immediately fouled along the left baseline in the Christian Academy front court, and they'll go the other direction, walking toward us for 2 shots again as Bryce will step up to the stripe with 33.8 seconds to go. The Dogs up by 8.
Noah Vance, the guilty party. That'll just be his first, but over the limit. Bryce Jones in this quarter is 5 out of 6 at the line. The Dogs themselves 9 out of 12 in this fourth period so far.
So far, so good. Bryce puts the first one up. It's a rainbow going right down the middle. 53-44. Jones gets his 8th point of the afternoon. Christian Academy trying to fend off anything else right now, just trying to stay in it. Jones knocks down the second free throw. Coach Bradley calling out the defense. Losey gets it across midcourt to Chansey, top of the key, left side to Renfro, and he's fouled. Nolan Robbins got a hold of the arm there with 27.9 seconds to go to prevent any chance of Renfro shooting.
Foul on Nolan will be just his first and only the third team foul, so the Dogs can play this strategy.
Still have one more foul to give. 27.9 seconds to go. The inbound will come from Losey on the left baseline from the E of Seymour. Lobs it into Renfro, left elbow. He'll take it over to the top of the key, right side, backs up, lets DeWitt go into him, and there's going to be a foul on DeWitt. He landed right in the landing area, according to the official, when Renfro fired it up. So 3 free throws coming for Josh Renfro.
And on Alex DeWitt, that's probably the only thing he's done wrong all day today. And that'll be his 4th personal foul, as you mentioned. Renfro at the free throw line. Renfro with 8 points already in this 4th quarter of play.
He's going to get multiple chances here, 3 of them to be exact. The first one hits the front rim, rolls off the left side, and that is now 2 misses for Josh Renfro. 82% on the season. He's an excellent free throw shooter. Came in averaging 20.3 points per contest. 21 seconds to go. Renfro will eye the second one of 3. It's in the air, and he knocks it down. So Renfro now at 13 in this regional championship. The winner goes to the Class A South Semi-State next week. Opponent and location to be determined until tomorrow's pairings on the IHSAATV.org. Renfro throws it at the backboard, trying to hit the rim to get his own rebound, but if it doesn't hit the rim, that on the last free throw, then it goes to the other team, and Orleans will inbound. DeWitt into Crocker. Ryland free up the right side, and trying to foul him as Vance finally gets the call after reaching in a couple times there, and Ryland will step to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. 80% on the season coming into today's contest.
And on number 30, Noah Vance.
A lot of them on their feet as the second free throw goes down to make it 56-45 Orleans. 15 seconds and counting. Here's Renfro, maybe for the last time in a Warrior uniform. Gives it to Losey, right wing 3 off the side of the rim. Rebound up for grabs, and it comes down to Chansey on the offensive board. Kicks it out. Renfro has it left side with 3 seconds. Time will run out. A heave will be blocked at the horn, but a late foul. It will be applied here as Nate Brown flew up there and fouled Renfro on the last shot of the game right before the buzzer went off. And a rare sight in a game that's already decided now, as Renfro will go back to the line again for 3 shots, drawing another foul on Orleans right at the end of this regional championship.
Well, he'll determine it'll be the final score here in this ball game. We know the Dogs are going to win it. They're going to put 0.4 seconds back on, so 4/10 on the clock here, as Renfro just hit 1 out of 3 his previous trip.
First one on the way, got it. Bryce Jones picked up his second foul, incidentally. The Warriors are going to clear the bench here. They're going to send 4. The lead is down to 56-46 with 0.4 of a second to go. The Bulldogs about to win their second regional in program history. Second free throw off the back of the rim And now the subs come in as Chansey, Logsdon, and Losey walk off the floor along with Vance. And the Warriors sending in Monroe Beardsley, a 5'10 sophomore, as well as Ezekiel Irvin, a 6-foot sophomore. Landon Pennick, a 5'10 senior, also in there as well. And I believe Ryan Weston, there, a 5'11 junior as well for Christian Academy. Renfro's third free throw is down the hatch. He'll be subbed out as well. And in for him as he hugs his teammate there. It'll be the last time he comes out. Porter Ritchie, a 5'10 freshman, comes in for Renfro, who ends his career at CAI. Inbound comes to Crocker, and the Bulldogs have done it for the second time in the history of the Orleans program. The Bulldogs are regional champions. It is their first title in 22 years, and it was worth every bit of the wait as the Dogs prevail in the Seymour Regional Championship. Victorious over Christian Academy, 56-47. The final here at the legendary Lloyd Scott Gymnasium here in Seymour. The Bulldog cheer block ready to storm the floor in their neon attire as the trophy and the game ball will be presented to both teams. An understandably emotional Christian Academy team with a senior heavy roster and two of the best players in Southern Indiana as the teams shake hands and embrace one another at center court.
Just a great game all the way around for the Dogs. And when you look at it, they gave up 47 points today, which is above their average. But it was still the defense that was the difference here in this ball game, as now the student section floods the floor here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. And that's what it's all about. The school spirit like that, being able to celebrate that with your classmates. Here, a regional championship as the trophy held high in
the loudspeakers here at LSG. So Orleans wins at 56-47. We will head into our WSEZ postgame report on the other side of this break. We'll have final stats and analysis, and we'll also talk to Orleans head coach Tom Bradley, and we'll also get a chance to talk to some of the Bulldog players as well. They're going to be celebrating in Northern Orange County tonight as Orleans prevails 56-47 over Christian Academy in the regional championship game. You're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the regional 32 championship game here at Seymour on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
At Springer & Springer Insurance, we get it. Insurance can be frustrating. That's why we make it simple. With locations in Orleans, Bedford, Salem, French Lick, and Greenwood, we take the time to get to know you, your needs, life, and goals before finding the right coverage for you. Whether it's auto, homeowners, life, commercial, or farm insurance, we work with a range of trusted companies to give you the best options. Call 812-865-3133 today. Springer & Springer Insurance, making insurance easy. Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
Kirby Hardware has been helping the residents of Orleans keep their homes and farms running smoothly since 1953. Kirby Hardware carries a full line of GE appliances, hardware items, household items, lawn and garden supplies, paint, and a full line of plumbing, all with the knowledge to get you what you need to do the job right the first time. Kirby Hardware open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 till 2. Phone them at 812-865-2510. Kirby Hardware at 206 East Jefferson Street.
Well, the Orleans Bulldogs are victorious. They are celebrating. They're cutting down the nets on the other side of the floor from us as they climb the ladder again, just like they did a week ago at Lagodi. This time, they're doing it at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. The Orleans Bulldogs are regional champions for the first time in 22 years, and for just the second time in the history of the boys basketball program, Orleans prevails over a tremendous Christian Academy team here this afternoon at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium's 56-47 the final, as Orleans is on to the semi-state round next week. The Bulldogs do not yet know who they will be facing. They don't even know where they'll be playing next week. There are 4 possible locations for Orleans, and they will find out tomorrow afternoon. The IHSAA will have the live pairings for the semi-state as that draw will be done live at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon exclusively on IHSAATV.org. So if you want to know what's next for the Bulldogs, you'll have to tune into that program tomorrow afternoon to find out. They are jubilant here as the Bulldogs win over Christian Academy this afternoon. Going back through this contest, it went back and forth early. The teams trading baskets there in the early going, tied at 8 with 2:31 to go in the first quarter. Christian Academy went on a little burst there at the end of the first into the early second quarter to get a 13-8 advantage. That would be the biggest lead that they would have in this contest. And then Orleans answering with a basket for Alex DeWitt. David Cook getting a basket to make it 15-10. And then back and forth they went as Christian Academy got a 19-16 lead with 4:10 to go thanks to a basket for Josh Chansey that gave the Warriors the lead. However, Orleans closed the first half on a huge run with Rylan Crocker and Alex DeWitt leading the charge. Crocker with back-to-back trays and a three-point play for DeWitt that gave Orleans a 25-9 lead, or 25-19 lead, I should say, going into halftime. But Orleans wasn't done yet. They kept that run going. It ended up being a 13-0 run when it was all said and done with 7:18 to go in the third quarter, as DeWitt stepped to the stripe and knocked down a pair of free throws. A Nate Brown basket gave the Dogs their first double-figure lead at 29-19. But again, back and forth the game went as the teams traded baskets for the next few possessions, 33-23, thanks to a Crocker basket with 4:47 to go after a pair of David Cook free throws that had that lead trimmed to 8. Orleans would then stretch the lead to 14 with 1:40 to go in the quarter off of back-to-back Alex DeWitt baskets. And then Josh Renfro to the line, making 1 out of 2 at the free throw line with 52 seconds to go in the third. That cut the lead to 37-24. Bryce Jones gets a buzzer beater with 1 second to go in the third quarter, making it 39-24 heading into the fourth. And from there, Orleans just kind of maintained for a little bit. Got the lead up to 17 with a quick basket for Crocker 20 seconds into the quarter. But then Christian Academy, as expected, made their move and made it big time. 12 unanswered points thanks to a Cook basket. And then a Chansey basket for 2 apiece with 5:58 to go. The lead was trimmed to 13. Then the Warriors scored 8 more points thanks to Renfro with a 2 and a couple of threes. 4:07 to go in the fourth. Orleans was sweating, had to call timeout, only up 5. But then the Bulldogs responded with a 5-0 burst of their own with Alex DeWitt getting a basket, and then they stepped to the free throw line the rest of the game. Bryce Jones would make 3 of the next 4 to get the lead back to 10 with 2:28 to go. It was a Nate Brown getting to the line, making 1 of 2 with 2:03 to go to give the Dogs an 11-point lead. Renfro hit a very tough contested shot with 1:39 to go with Nolan Robbins' hand at his face to make it 47-39. And from there, the Bulldogs stepping to the line as Brown and Jones would each make 2 free throws apiece. DeWitt would go 1 of 2 on his trip at 52-41. David Cook fouling out of this game as well. And then the Dogs getting 2 free throws from Jones to make it 54-44 with 33 seconds to go. Renfro to the line for 3 shots, only making 1 out of 3. And that was about all the Warriors had as they subbed everybody out very late in the contest. Orleans able to salt it away 56-47 as the Bulldogs are regional champions for the second time ever and for the first time since 2003. Rebounding today, just about even between the two teams. Christian Academy had 21 rebounds. 6 of those came on the offensive glass this afternoon. Orleans had 22 total rebounds. They had 7 offensive rebounds. Just 2 turnovers for the Bulldogs today and 5 for Christian Academy as Orleans wins the regional championship 56-47 over the Christian Academy Warriors. We'll step aside for a break here, and after the break, we'll go over the final scoring and shooting numbers for both teams as you're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional Championship on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Looking for insurance to fit your life? At Tucker Insurance Group, we offer a broad range of quality insurance products at competitive prices. As an independent agency, we're dedicated to providing personalized service to every customer. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Tracy Tucker and Tyler Atchison are here to guide you through the process, giving you the service and care you deserve. Tucker Insurance Group, where your protection is our priority. Call 812-913-9095 and let us help you secure your future.
Orange County REMC offers security systems for your home. Home security systems are available to members and non-members and will provide protection from fire, carbon monoxide, and theft. These systems are continuously monitored, so you will have a peace of mind whether you are at home, work, or vacation. You might even qualify for a discount on your homeowner's premium. Install a security system for as low as $299 with monitoring, starting at $29.95 per month with bundle. For more information on these home services, call Orange County REMC at 812-865-2229.
The celebration well underway as the nets are being cut down here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. The Bulldogs are regional champions, 56-47 over Christian Academy. And the Bulldogs moving on to the semi-state next weekend. The cheerleaders also getting a cut of the net on this side of the floor closest to us. Dave Dedrick's got all of the scoring and shooting between the two teams as Christian Academy and New Orleans go at it today with the Bulldogs winning at 56-47.
Well, this Bulldog team secured a spot on the wall in the doghouse with their picture up. Last week it said sectional champs. Now it says regional champs. And next week they hope to put semi-state champs on that plaque as well. But right now, that's in the future. The Dogs are celebrating as they should, cutting down the nets here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Afternoon and evening to remember for this senior group and the entire team, as they have done something that's only been done twice in Bulldogs basketball history. They are regional champions headed to the semi-state next week. Let's take a look at the statistics here in this Bulldog win. 56-47 was your final. Orleans defeating Christian Academy for the regional championship in this Class A Seymour Regional. The Dogs in the first quarter came out, hit 4 out of 12 from inside the arc, but they backed that up with 5 out of 7 in the second quarter. The Dogs were 11 out of 19 at the half for 58%, thanks to an excellent first half by Alex DeWitt, the starting center, at 17 points at the half. But then the Dogs came out again and got that offense rolling one more time to start that third quarter of play, and they ended up going 6 out of 11 from the field for 55%. Came back, hit 2 out of 6 in that fourth quarter for 33%. And for the game, the Dogs were 19 out of 36, 53%, just a tick below what they normally shoot in the regular season. Three-point shooting, it was kind of hit and miss. Not a lot of threes taken today for Orleans. They were 0 for 1 in the first quarter, 2 out of 4 in the second. Did not take a three in that third quarter, and also didn't even take a three in the fourth. So no three-point shot attempts in that second half of play. And the Dogs for the game end up going 2 out of 5 for 40%. But where the Dogs did it was at the free throw line. They were 1 out of 1 in the first half of play, only got there that one time. But then they started attacking the rim, getting to the basket, 2 out of 2 in the third quarter of play. But when it counted the most down the stretch, the Dogs went 13 out of 16 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter of play for 81%. And for the game, 16 out of 19 for 84%. So excellent shooting down the stretch there for the Dogs in this regional championship game as they defeat Christian Academy 56-47. Taking a look at the Warriors shooting here tonight, the Warriors came out, they hit 5 out of 8 in the first quarter from 2-point range for a very good 63%, 3 out of 5 in the second quarter for 60%, just 1 out of 5, though, in the third quarter for 20%, but they were 4 out of 4 from 2-point range in that fourth quarter. And for the game, Christian Academy hit 13 out of 22 2-point shots for 59% in this ball game. They'll take that. But their struggles and woes were at the 3-point area today as Christian Academy went 0 for 10 through the first 3 quarters of play. Then they came back and hit 4 out of 10 in the fourth quarter alone, but not enough, even though Josh Renfro got on a little bit of a heater there for a few minutes. It ended up being 4 out of 20 from 3-point range for 20%. For the Warriors, they got to the free throw line a total of 14 times in this ball game. 1 out of 1 in the first quarter, 2 out of 2 in the third quarter, 3 out of 4 in the third quarter, 3 out of 7 in the fourth quarter. And for the game, 9 out of 14 for 64%. But the Dogs able to come away with the regional championship here tonight as they have defeated Christian Academy to head to the semi-state next week. Again, the final, 56-47. Orleans defeats Christian Academy. You're listening to Bulldogs basketball on Mix 95.3.
A family-run company started in 1960 by father and sons, Riverview Farms Incorporated is 50 years and counting. Riverview Farms Incorporated primary focus is pullets, chicken, hogs, and turkeys, and some feed crops as well. Located in Orleans, Indiana, Riverview Farms is a viable agribusiness 4 generations strong and counting, and among the biggest producers of poultry and eggs in the state of Indiana. Riverview Farms, working for families, working for you.
When you suffer the loss of a loved one, you can count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli. They have a 55-year history of serving the needs of families in Orange and surrounding counties. They provide only the best professional services in the most compassionate manner to care for you during this difficult time. You can always count on the Dillman Scott Funeral Home, as generations of families have done for many years. Call 812-723-2276 today. We're here when you need us the most. Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli.
Well, the Dogs getting their official regional championship portrait taken. Had to chuckle just a bit because Rylan Crocker was over our way talking to some of his family and friends, and they were lined up, and he was the only player not there, and they finally realized it, and they were able to scan the court and find him over here in the corner, and now he has joined them as the Dogs in the victory formation around that trophy at the center court here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium as they continue to celebrate the school's second regional championship coming here in 2025 with a 56-47 victory. That was your final, Orleans defeating Christian Academy. By the way, with that win, the Dogs now have racked up 22 wins so far here in this season. They stand right now at 22-4, and of 23, that's the most wins ever recorded by a Bulldogs basketball team. So they can tie that, maybe eclipse it next weekend. We'll wait and see in the semi-state. By the way, that record of 23-4 was back in the 2002-03 season. Let's get back to the individual scoring here in this ball game for the Orleans Bulldogs. Alex DeWitt, the junior center, what a game he had today. 28 points to lead his team to victory. 17 of them coming in the first half of play, 11 alone in that second quarter play. He just had a monster first half to set the tone here for the Dogs to get them off to a good start, even though that start was not like what they wanted to jump out with a big lead, but it was enough to where they were controlling the ball game, and they were able to pull away then in that second half as the Dogs outscored Christian Academy 14-5 in that third quarter of play to get the lead out to 39-24 at the end of 3. Rylan Crocker, 12 points on the afternoon, 9 for Bryce Jones, 7 for Nate Brown. Those were the only 4 players to score here this afternoon for Orleans. Nolan Robbins, along with Mason Freed and Kagan Russell, saw action but did not score. For Christian Academy, they were led by their 2 big guns. David Cook, before fouling out with 2:28 to go in the ball game, had 15 points. Josh Renfro, the Dogs really made him work here this afternoon. He only had 1 point through 3 quarters of play, but ended up with 15 for the ball game as he was able to knock down the 3 3-pointers there in that fourth quarter of play as he finally got into a little bit of rhythm. But then that suffocating Dogs defense put a quick halt to that run, and he ends up with 15 in his final game as a Christian Academy Warrior. 8 on the day for Josh Chansey, then 5 for Cooper Losey, 2 for Noah Vance, and 2 for Elijah Logston. As Coach Casey did empty the bench, there was about less than a second to go. But again, nobody else got into the scoring column here this afternoon. At the end of 1, it was Christian Academy leading Orleans 11-8, but the Bulldogs bounced back, outscoring Christian Academy 17-8 in that second quarter and led it 25-19. Again, that was thanks in part to a big 9-0 run to close out that second quarter.
Oil is pleased to announce they are once again pumping gas for their valued customers after the 2023 tornado outbreak at their Paoli location. The Riley family invites you to stop in and fill up with quality Marathon gasoline and diesel. Stop in and check out the facility, grab a cold drink and a Hoosier Lottery ticket. Be sure to visit their other 2 locations in Orleans and Hardinsburg and grab a snack, drink, or something cooked fresh from their grab-and-go hot bar. Riley's Marathon offers after-hours pay at the pump for your convenience. Visit them off the east side of the Paoli Square in Orleans and Hardinsburg.
Thinking of doing a kitchen or bathroom renovation? Need new cabinets or countertops? Call Rutherford Custom Kitchens and More. Be confident in the work you have done. Rutherford Kitchens & More offers custom kitchens and bath, professional installation, and free estimates. Call them at 812-865-2127 or visit them at 220 East Jefferson Street in Orleans. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Out with the old and in with the new at Rutherford Kitchens & More.
A jubilant Orleans community here at Lloyd Scott Gymnasium this afternoon as the evening is upon us. The 2A regional game is going to be starting around 7 o'clock this evening between South Ripley and Forest Park, and some of the Dogs fans might be sticking around for that because the one and only Sevy Beach, who is connected to the Orleans community via his grandparents, Charles and Mary Lou Denbo. Sevy's mother, of course, is the wife to Tom Beach, the former Forest Park head coach. Sevy played for his father at Forest Park and now has built himself a very nice coaching career. Got a great South Ripley team that comes into this championship game with Forest Park for the regional title. A lot of South Ripley fans are already in the building. It's about an hour drive for them to get here for Forest Park. It is about a 2-hour trip to get here to LSG, as they call it around these parts. But Orleans wins at 56-47. They're about to clear the court. The Orleans fans will have to exit the floor, but that doesn't mean the celebration ends here. It'll probably continue at the Doghouse in Orleans coming up soon. Of course, tough start to the day for this Orleans community, as all of you listening might be aware. A lot of storm damage with the severe weather that rolled through this morning in the early morning hours, well before the sun came up. A lot of tree damage, power outages, and a little bit of damage to some buildings and businesses around the Orleans community, as well as to some homes as well. So we're thinking about everybody who had to go through that this morning. Obviously, a very tough start to the day for everybody in the town of Orleans and in the surrounding areas. But this certainly helps relieve a little bit of that tension as Orleans goes on to win the regional title, the second for the Bulldog program in their storied history. We're going to get some players, and we're going to get Coach Bradley up here as well, as Alex DeWitt and Bryce Jones appear to be making their way toward us here in the northeast quarter of Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. So we're going to see these guys up here. We're going to get a chance to talk to them, and they got a little bit of a walk to get up here. Got to go up into the hallway, go up some stairs. They could go up the bleachers here, but there are no guardrails, but they could still do that, get up the stairs here to get to us here in the northeast corner of this legendary basketball facility here in Seymour. And who knows, the Bulldogs could be back here again next week as well. We got some scores to pass along. We know who the 4 teams will be who will be playing in the Southern Semi-State in Class A. The Hauser Jets raced by Indianapolis Lutheran at Martinsville earlier, 70-52 as Hauser advances. Liberty Christian, yes, sir. Yeah, you guys are good. Whichever one of you wants to go first here. So we got Bryce Jones joining us here. Liberty Christian beat North Decatur 64-48. So Liberty Christian will be in the semi-state, along with the Clay City Eels, who took out Northeast DuBois 51-42. Hauser, Liberty Christian, and Clay City will join Orleans in the semi-state next weekend. The site to be determined, the pairings to be determined at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Bryce Jones joins us, the senior point guard for this Orleans Bulldogs team, as the Dogs win the regional by a score of 56-47 over Christian Academy. First, Bryce, the simple greeting, congratulations on winning a regional title.
Thank you. It feels great.
I'm sure it does. I mean, none of you guys were around the last time Orleans did it. I'm old enough to remember that. I was in elementary school when it happened. Richie McCracken and Clay Chipman and all those guys back in 2003 wore the uniform. So what's it mean to you to be the second team to win a regional in the history of the program?
It means a lot to us guys. We've always been one that every day we go into school, we see the pictures of those guys up on the walls, the regional champions, and we've always just been one to get there.
Yeah, and you guys accomplished that. And, of course, you knew it was going to be tough today. Christian Academy is an excellent basketball team. Josh Renfro and David Cook, as good a 1-2 punch as you guys have seen all year. And you guys did a really good job, especially on Renfro there throughout the game. So what was it that you felt really worked for you guys today defensively?
What really worked is we always just kept getting out on him, and every time he would come over, somebody set a screen, we'd switch out, make sure he didn't get a tough shot. And at the end, he started making those tough shots.
Yeah, he did. He made one with Nolan, had a hand right in his face, couldn't have defended it better. Just shows how great a player he is, but it also shows how well you guys played today, because you frustrated him, but you really didn't let anybody else outside of David Cook really get going either.
Yeah, we played pretty good defense on everybody else. Cook was starting to get us a little bit in the paint in the first half, but we buckled down.
Rhythm plays, Nate Brown certainly did that as well, and you guys have really gelled together, and it's not just been one player or two players all year. It truly has been a team effort, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been for sure a team effort. If one of our guys aren't having the night they usually have, we have 4 other guys that can step up or more.
For sure. And I know Mason Freed got in there, and he had a little bit of trouble today at times defensively, but Mason still made a difference for you guys on the defensive end, and he's been doing that so well for you guys all year. He's almost become, it seems like, a 6th starter for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. His big presence in the paint really helps us on defense.
Well, end of the third quarter. I don't know what it is about quarter of the section again today, and you give your team a cushion there, Bryce. I mean, what is it about you getting these last-second shots at the end of the third quarter?
I'm not sure. Most of the time they don't go in, but sometimes I get them knocked down. It feels good.
Well, I'm sure it does, and that one had to feel great considering it looked like Christian Academy was kind of working their way back into it, but then you kind of stopped their momentum, get the lead to 15, but you guys knew they weren't going to go away.
Yeah, we definitely knew they weren't going to go away. That shot really helped us go into the bench, and we were all hyped up coming in the end of that third.
Well, they made a run. They got it down to 5. They started pressing you guys, started throwing kind of a floating trap at you guys there, and I know at times it got a little discombobulated out there. Good thing was you had timeouts. You guys were able to settle yourselves down. Coach Bradley able to help you guys out of that as well.
Yeah, we used our timeouts pretty well. If any time we were in trouble, we said to call a timeout, but a lot of times we had our guys popping up to help and get it.
Well, you guys are going to the semi-state next week. So, I mean, first reaction, what's that mean to you?
It means a lot to us. We've always, again, looking up at those rafters and seeing everybody else, and we have wanted to work to this since I've been a freshman. So.
Well, you're not going to know who you're going to play till tomorrow. You're not even sure. I believe it's Newcastle, Southport here at Seymour, or Washington at the Hatchet House. I mean, obviously, you guys seem to like playing here based on the way you played today. So, I mean, if you come back here again, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yeah, I'd love to come back here. This is an amazing gym. We all just love this gym.
No doubt. Well, we know the other 3 teams who will be there with you. Hauser is one of those teams, Liberty Christian and Clay City. So you'll find out, of course, tomorrow who you'll be matched up with. But as you know, as you go deeper in this tournament, Bryce, you're going to play great teams.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to play great teams, but we're going to be ready for it.
No doubt. Well, congratulations. Great job today, both ends of the floor. Way to finish this game at the free throw line down the stretch as well. And congratulations to you and your teammates. And we look forward to seeing you in the semi-state next weekend.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate it. Bryce Jones joining us here in our post-game coverage here on Gold 98.7. Alex DeWitt's going to step in. Whoa, we almost let that trophy fall. Holy cow. We almost had a liability on our hands there as Alex will grab that set. Oh, no. We almost had an unfortunate accident there. Yeah. Everything's gone so well today, Alex, and then you make a big save on the trophy falling over there. But first and foremost, congratulations on winning a regional.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just asked Bryce because I know none of you guys were around the last time Orleans won a regional. It was 2003, many years ago. I'm old enough to remember it. I was in elementary when it happened. But what does it mean to be a regional champion, to be the second team to do it at Orleans?
It means everything. I mean, we've all worked our whole life just to win, and we finally got to do that.
Well, you guys have certainly been doing a lot of that lately, too. I mean, you got through a very tough sectional last week. How much do you think that got you ready for what you were facing today in an excellent Christian Academy team?
You know, it started back against the Brownstown game. I mean, that was one of the best teams in the state, and that we played good, and then that continued over into the sectional, and we played some good teams in there, and it kind of just boosted our confidence and made us ready. And we had a good week of practice this week, and we felt like we were ready.
Well, you guys came in today. I know it kind of went back and forth early. They got a little bit of a roughly in the first half. Bryce said you kept calling for the basketball, and you delivered with some scoring and helped your team get the lead going into halftime, too.
Yeah, I was feeling it. So I felt like I was going to get a good shot off if I got the ball.
Yeah, and you certainly got some tough ones to go down today. Obviously, you had some tough matchups in there with David Cook, obviously doing very well, Joshua Chansey as well. You had your hands full, but, I mean, everything they threw at you, you guys seemed to have an answer for it as the game went along.
Yeah, once they started coming in on me, then we passed it out to the three-point line, and we started hitting threes. And Bryce hit a couple shots, Nolan hit a couple shots, Brown hit a couple shots, everyone was hitting shots. Chalk and I hit a couple threes.
Yeah, it started getting to go in there in the second half. Of course, when Ryland starts knocking down threes, it seems to open up everything for everybody else, and that was certainly the case here.
Yeah, Ryland was shooting it well. Everyone was playing good. We all played good as a good team.
And as it has been all season, Alex, it started on the defensive end of the floor. You guys really kept Joshua Renfro bottled up in the first 3 quarters. He finally made some very tough shots there in the fourth quarter. but you really made it a one-dimensional team with David Cook having to carry them. But you also did a good job not letting anybody else get quality looks either.
Yeah, they're both really good players, but Nolan did an excellent job on Renfro tonight. I felt like that was his best defensive game, and everyone did good on him because we had to switch. We switched every screen. Nate did a good job on Cook, too.
No question. You guys played great defense, and part of that is rebounding. You guys were right there on the glass. You got offensive rebounds, got a lot of defensive rebounds, but obviously you were one of the leaders there, but it wasn't just you. Everybody was at least trying to get a board and trying to get it back going the other way, or trying to give you guys a second chance, too.
Yeah, we like getting out and going quick because we feel like we run the floor pretty well, and we don't want to give up offensive rebounds because that'll hurt us. Give them second chance opportunities.
No doubt. You guys also influenced a lot of shots today defensively, and it wasn't just one guy. Nate, I know, has been leading you in blocked shots. Mason's been right there. You've been blocking some shots, but it seemed like everybody got involved in that aspect too.
Yeah, they both have really long wingspans, and they can block shots. They're good at it, and I love when they get blocks.
No doubt. Well, it gives you a chance to get those rebounds too, doesn't it?
Yep, it does.
Well, no doubt. Well, and I know last week free throw shooting, especially a sectional championship, that was crucial. You guys made your free throws. You did it mostly today as well, and that gives you guys what you need to be able to get away with a win here in the regional championship.
Yeah, Coach preaches on making those free throws. We go through them every day for at least 10 minutes, and he's like, make sure you make your free throws. That'll win you the game. Shoot more than the other team. Make more than the other team shoots. That's what he says.
Yeah, I think you guys did that today. Safely could say that. Well, you guys are regional champions. It's exciting. You guys get to celebrate this for the weekend, and now you're on to the semi-state. And so, I mean, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I'm so excited. I don't know if I've ever been this excited.
Well, that's great, obviously. And we know the other three teams who will be with you next week, Hauser, Clay City, and Liberty Christian will be the other three teams. And I know you don't have control over this, too, but what would you think about possibly coming back here to Seymour next weekend?
Hey, I like the gym. I'll come back here any day of the week.
You know, this is the second largest high school gym in the country, right?
That's crazy. What's it shoot like? 8,200, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
That's a lot.
You guys are playing in the same building that people like Romeo Langford have played in. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And then to win a championship here, too, that just makes it even that much sweeter.
Yeah, it's special. I'm really appreciative.
Well, Alex, wherever you go next week, whoever you face, we look forward to seeing you guys in the semi-state. Congratulations on a great game today by you and your teammates, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week at the semi-state round.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Alex DeWitt joining us. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Alex DeWitt joining us here at our WSEZ postgame show as he holds the trophy. He's going to be carrying it with him, gets a hug from Coach Bradley here at the end as well. Doc Nash, Borden head coach, coming in, congratulating Coach Bradley as well, as the Bulldogs are winners 56-47 over Christian Academy. They will be in the semi-state next week with the Hauser Jets, the Liberty Christian, and Clay City. Those are the other three teams that will make up the 1A South semi-state there, as Coach Bradley comes in to join us here from the northeast corner of Lloyd Scott Gymnasium after the Bulldogs win their second regional in program history, 56-47 over Christian Academy. Coach Bradley, again, what a game today by your guys, especially on the defensive end of the floor. And a little bit of a slow start, kind of went back and forth, but then once you guys got your feet under you offensively, your defense really stepped up to the plate. And as it has been all season, the defense led the way today.
Well, I thought so too. You know, David, we come out there early on feeling pretty good. It was back and forth like you mentioned, but you know, that big run in the second quarter there with Alex inside, Ronald with a couple threes, really got us going.
Well, and Bryce mentioned it just a few moments ago, how Alex was calling for the ball, and when he was getting it, Coach, he was taking advantage of opportunities and really helped your team get on balance there.
Oh, without a doubt. He was just doing a tremendous job. I don't know what we'd done without him in there because, you know, the goal for us was try to attack the rim and see if we could get it inside and maybe draw some fouls and so forth, drive the basketball to the rim. And that second quarter, we reminded them, let's get the ball inside. And, you know, Alex really did a nice job, especially in that second quarter of getting us going and giving us a little bit of lead at half.
Yeah, and, of course, you guys go from down 5 to up 6 at halftime. And, Coach, of course, as you know, that makes such a huge difference, having that lead going into halftime.
Right, without a doubt. And, you know, it's your team is feeling pretty good about themselves, and they're not, I won't say relaxed because we're not relaxed in any of this. But, you know, they weren't fretting. You know, they weren't like, oh, my gosh, what are we going to do now? You know, that kind of thing. And I think they found out that they knew that we could play with them. And so, you know, that halftime talk was much easier that way.
Well, it came out third quarter and just kept it going, got the lead to double digits there at 10 to 29-19, and just continued to build on it throughout the quarter, Coach. And it certainly made a big difference for you all getting that lead to 15, especially with Bryce making that last shot at the end of the third.
The shot that Bryce hit, man, I was just looking at that thinking, oh, go in, please go in, please go in. And, that was a big shot that he knocked down right there. And, he's a big shot maker. He's one of those guys that, if you got an opportunity to get him out there and you need a basket, then it seems like he comes through more times than not.
Well, of course, getting Ryland going, I know he didn't have everything going for him offensively today, but it was obviously because of Alex getting going there in the first half. But when Ryland got a couple of shots there in the second quarter, that also seemed to help you guys as well.
Well, it did. Ryland, that was a big at the end of that quarter there with Alex down there, and then Ryland hit those two big threes like you mentioned there, kind of got him going a little bit and gave him a little more confidence. But we'd like for him to shoot a ton of times every game, but there's sometimes they're going to take him away. And Ryland's the kind of kid that's like, all I care about is a W. And he showed that tonight.
Well, you guys got it to 16 there, but, Coach, I think you all knew Christian Academy could possibly make a run, and did they ever? They got it down to 5, but to your guys' credit, they had the timeouts. They used them well, able to settle themselves down and able to pull away there at the end.
Yeah, that was the big thing. We got that lead up there, and we kept talking about those two guys, but Renfro hit some unbelievable shots. Joshua was just such a tremendous player, and does a tremendous job for them along with some of their other guys. But we were saying, okay, we got to guard him, but he found a way to hit him, even though we kind of switched up defenses, and I thought that was a huge key for us because we were playing man, and we kind of went back to a little press to slow him down a little bit, and kind of made it a little more difficult in terms of getting off a quick shot for him. So I think that kind of slowed down Renfro as well, because he couldn't just dribble down and shoot the basketball.
No doubt. And you guys got into a position where you got into the bonus there with a lot of time left in the fourth quarter, got to the free throw line. And, Coach, for the most part, the guys made the free throws today.
Well, they did. I'm looking at it 16 for 19. That's pretty good. And we'll take that every night if we can get it, especially if we can shoot 19 of it.
No doubt about it. And obviously, Coach, I know this is only the second regional championship in program history, first in 22 years. This is a very special team that has proven themselves all year to win a regional title, to be the second Orleans team to do it. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's something that the kids would definitely be proud of. But it's a goal of theirs all the way through. Is just we're not done playing. We're not done playing, and it proved them right again today because we get to play next week. And so that's going to be something we'll look forward to. But right now, we're just going to really enjoy this right now, celebrate.
No question. You all deserve to celebrate it. At least this much. You're going to the semi-state next week. Don't know where you're going. Could end up back here somewhere else. And you also have the 3 other teams we now know will be in that semi-state with you. Hauser, Liberty Christian, and Clay City will all be there. So at least you have the teams that are there, but now it's just a matter of getting the matchups and the site down tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't know which one we're going to play, do we? It could be any of them. So, that's one of those things that the draw always, when it comes out like that, you always want to be there when they see the draw and that kind of thing. But no matter which one we play, I know it's going to be a really big, really, really big job for us to come out and repeat what we did today. But that's our goal, and I believe in these kids. And I think
play teams, but Coach, the team did everything well today on both ends of the floor, getting the win. And congratulations to you, your coaching staff, and to the kids as well for going out there, executing the game plan, and winning the regional title for the Orleans Bulldogs.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for covering us this year, and I guess we got to keep doing it, right?
Yeah, we got to keep this going next week, Coach, and we look forward to talking to you before the semi-state next week.
Okay, I appreciate it. And just want to say thanks to the fans and our cheerleaders, our players, everybody that has come out and supported us. So we definitely couldn't do it without them.
No question. Thank you for that, Coach. Coach Bradley joining us here at our post-game coverage here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium. Orleans wins the regional crown 56-47 over Christian Academy. We'll take one more break. We'll wrap it up here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the other side of the break as you're listening to Orleans Bulldogs basketball on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Now, another hour of super hits on Southern Indiana's home for gold. Gold 98.7 and 1560 WSEZ. Paoli.
Turn your dining experience into a fiesta at El Compadre, the heart of flavor and fun. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m. Craving something delicious? Try one of our mouth-watering entrees that will make your taste buds salsa. Visit us at one of our 5 locations, Paoli, West Baden, Mitchell, Orleans, Bedford, and coming soon, Palmyra. El Compadre, where the flavor is as bold as the fun.
Well, as we begin to wrap things up here from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium in Seymour, the Orleans Bulldogs will celebrate tonight. They are regional champions for the second time ever and for the first time since 2003, prevailing over Christian Academy 56-47. The Dogs got a chance to cut down the nets. They got the trophy with them and about to head back into northern Orange County to the Orleans community to celebrate a rare feat, winning a regional title at Orleans High School. And so the Bulldogs are on to the semi-state next week, and Dave, certainly going to be a tough matchup no matter who they draw tomorrow.
That they will. I know you went over those winners. I've seen Hauser play. They are an excellent ball club. I mean, they're going to be tough to handle no matter what the matchup will be next week. But, hey, we'll worry about that next Saturday. By the way, you were talking about the Dogs celebrating. I talked with athletic director Mark Wheeler. He said that they will have a little fire truck, a trip around downtown to celebrate. Then they'll go back to the gym. But he said there'll be no pep rally, no community pep rally tonight. He said right now preliminary plans are to hold a community pep rally sometime next Friday to send the Dogs off to the semi-state. So we'll keep everybody and our listeners and for the Bulldog fans up to date on that. But, boy, what a day. As we talked about at the top of the show, how rough it was with the weather and the impact that it had on the community. But what a way to end the day with these young men bringing this community together, able to climb up and celebrate and only do what's been done now twice in Bulldogs basketball history, which is a very illustrious basketball history, needless to say.
No question. All the sectionals, all the conference titles. Regional has been the round that's been so tough for the Bulldogs to get past, and yet they did it today, played so well on both ends of the floor, and did what they did all year, which is lead with their defense. Their offense came together the way it had to, and even though it went through Alex DeWitt mostly today, this team persevered, stayed together, and showed why they're a special bunch, and while they'll be remembered as Bulldogs forever.
That they will, and of course, and it all goes back to what we said at the top of the broadcast today. Defense wins championships. And, yeah, they gave up a little bit more than they normally do, but the defense of the Dogs was the difference here today again.
No question about it. So Orleans wins the regional crown here at Seymour, and they will be off to the semi-state next week. Site and opponent to be determined, and we will be sure to post that tomorrow on our Facebook page on 98.7 WSEZ as the pairings will be announced at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can catch that on IHSAATV.org. That's IHSAATV.org. where you will find where Orleans will be playing and which team they'll be matched up against next weekend. And they'll either play at 10 o'clock or 12 noon, somewhere in there next week as well. And if they're able to win in the semifinals, they'll advance to the championship game next Saturday night. But one step at a time and one game at a time, as we like to say in this time of the year. Well, as we close up our broadcast here for the evening, we would like to thank all of our wonderful sponsors for their support of our broadcast here this afternoon. Couldn't do it without them, and we certainly couldn't do it without you all listening out there as well. Thank you for listening to our broadcast today as Orleans wins at 56-47 over Christian Academy. On to the semi-state next week. Again, check out the pairings tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock on IHSAATV.org to find out the Bulldogs' next opponent and whether they'll be back here at Seymour or playing in one of other 3 locations in the Southern Semi-State. We thank you for listening to our broadcast and for tuning into our post-game coverage today. For our analyst today, Dave Dedrick, I'm David Deaton saying have a great night and a great weekend from Lloyd Scott Gymnasium on the campus of Seymour High School. Keep your heads held high, love each other, be a light in your community, and may God bless America. Thanks again for tuning in today. You have been listening to coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in the Seymour Regional Championship on Gold 98.7 WSEZ.
Coverage of Orleans Bulldogs basketball in regional play being sponsored by Orange County Concrete, Springer and Springer Insurance, the Dillman Scott Funeral Home, Riley Oil Company, Orange County Fiber, Kirby Hardware, Tucker Insurance Group, Orange County Community Foundation, Orange County REMC, Rutherford Custom Kitchens, El Compadre Mexican Restaurant, Bender Lumber, Riverview Farms, The Superburger, In Focus Eye Care, and KFC of Paoli.